Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's been a while. Welcome in, everybody. In a minute, if you're available and you see that I'm live. Oh, it tastes so good. If you don't mind, on the way in, please hit the like button. I'm going to say something. So I split the deck in half, and this is for whoever catches this part. 3 and the page. So the 3 of Pentacles, and so the 3 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Whatever you want to strive for, build towards, I would say go for it now. It could happen within the next couple of weeks, or keep strong. Keep that strong thought, feeling. Produce it in the world. Look at this. Work on it. Make it become the judgment you want. The emotional attachments can bring in happiness. Let me tell you, that's probably going to be valid for everybody. All right. Welcome in, Tiger's Eye. Welcome in, KC. Welcome in, Lovey. Hello, Barb. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. We'll start with all signs in a minute. I'm going to get my rhythm with some coffee, and then we'll go. Hey, what's going on, Aaron? Hello, Catherine. Oh. That's very interesting. Both tarot decks. 2 different tarot decks. The sun's on the bottom now, and the sun's in front of me. The sun was in front of me before we started. Like, people are working towards letting go of things that they weren't able to manifest, or that they had to release in the world. The world just showed back up. And I feel like, look what's here again. Building towards what? Happiness, and aiming to manifest one powerful thing. Balance. That's good. That's not bad at all. All right. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I come out here, I read energy. If I get your past, current, potential future, well, hopefully you enjoy it. Yeah. I'm obviously not telling you guys something. I don't know if it's how obvious it is, but like, let's just say I've had, and I'm not going to talk about what they were, but I've had some predictions that you wouldn't want to come true without having to play with tarot for others come true. Okay? They didn't want them to come true either. You didn't want it to be right. They didn't want it to be right. They questioned whether it would be right. And in 2 weeks, it was right. And confirmation always falls back in my lap. I don't have to chase it. It just comes back to me. I don't have to do all that. I don't know why I don't have to. It's just natural. Anyways, we're going to start with all signs in a second. I hope everybody's doing okay. And I mean, I want to share it, but I won't. I want to share it, but I won't. Because it involves a child. So I won't. Anywho. Let's keep going. Here we go. We're going to do all signs. And it's going to be what will happen next. In just a minute, we'll start. Can't see the chat. I don't know why it likes to go where there's nobody in the chat. I'm going to keep messing with all these buttons on YouTube. If I had to give a warning collectively, try not to attach yourself to any energy that feels negative or hides that it's narcissistic, because it's going to be all around you guys. It's going to be all around you guys. And it probably lacks validation or change. And I just feel like it has no patience. And the answer is not to play with it. Not to get suspended, stuck on the situation, because that could be something that you've already, I feel, honestly, without the tarot, I feel like a lot of you have already experienced this recently. So what that tells me is just watch out for people's mental health around you. They may not know how to take care of their mental health. And because of that situation, it's better to understand it for what it is and keep it, I'm going to tell you to keep it at a distance. Let them figure out how to get balance. It's obviously something they haven't figured out. This tells me this person or people around you haven't figured this out. It's not your battle, but here we go. Let's start. I had jury duty today after 8.5 hours of work. So I went to work I got up at like 6 p.m. last night. I went to work at 10 p.m. Got out of work at around 7:30. Was in the courthouse at 8:30. Got about 2 hours of sleep today. About 4 hours of sleep the day before. So yes, I'm gonna look tired. I am aware that I look tired. Trust me. I am aware that I feel tired. But hey, it is what it is. Okay. Hi, Joe. Hello, Scorpio. Hello, Monica. Hey, Leslie. What's going on, Gerald? Thanks, Gerald. Yeah, I wouldn't say sleepless nights. I'm like before we even do a reading, I'll have a conversation with you guys, and I may, if I'm not too tired, if I don't draw this reading out for too long, I may answer some of your questions at the end of this reading, depending on how long this reading goes for. But I don't have very high anxiety. A lot of people have high anxiety, or they try to hide that they have high anxiety. I don't have that. So I'm just tired because I work the graveyard shift. And outside of that, making time for everything is very difficult, and pulling it off. It's not something you get used to overnight. It takes a while. And from what I hear from other people that have worked it for a couple of years, they're like, you're never going to get used to it. You just kind of suck it up and accept it. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's what it is. All right. If I have a sleepless night, it's because I choose to. Like a sleepless night for me is like watching horror films, watching action movies, or getting stuck up on like Yellowstone or some TV series that I just can't stop watching. That's a sleepless night for me. Like, nope, I can't shut the TV off. But I know I should shut the TV off. But no, I don't have like high anxiety. I don't worry all that much. I talked to Casey on here. She knows. It drives her nuts. I know it drives her nuts that it's like, I don't understand how that man doesn't really worry about things. Well, it'd probably drive me nuts if I worried about things, especially with as many things as I can pull through and that I'm aware that I can pull through. Sometimes, because it's like, yeah, you'll see me read the tarot, but the whole bit about being a psychic medium, I had a conversation with my older sister recently, and I was trying to explain to her that sometimes you'll tell somebody something, and it depends on where you are as a psychic medium, how your abilities work or manifest for others and for yourself, how you recognize them. That's funny. Death card. She's a Scorpio, as I'm talking about her. But I was telling her, I was like, there are sometimes I'll read situations for people. This is like a one-on-one thing, though. I'm like, when I'll read that person, and I've done it with her. And I'm trying to explain to her. I said there's times where I'll be reading them, and I'll know that it will happen. You know, whether it's a week, excuse me, a day, a week, months later, the time frame to me is irrelevant. But my clear knowing will spike up to an all-time high, and I'll kind of know it's inevitable. That part I like. It's kind of wild. It's a good word for it. It's beyond measure. All right. But now that I've had my little talkie, it's good to see everybody. Let's start. I don't want to go in order tonight, but I don't want to get too scrambled up either because I am tired. So I didn't want to go backwards. So, what sign should we start with? You tell me. The sign I see the most is the sign we start with. All right. It could be sleep apnea. Definitely could be. Tiger's eye. The more research he does on it, the easier he'll come up to the. I don't want to say. I feel like he's already trying to come up to the right conclusion, but the more research he does on it, he'll come up with the correct answer completely. He just has to trust the answer, and I believe he can do that. I actually might know he can do that. Huh. Ain't that some shit? All right. Hi, Luz. Welcome in, Sunflower. And Janice, hello. I'm going to botch this, but Penna Point. I probably said that completely wrong. How you doing, Steve? Welcome in. Okay. Here we go. What do we see? What do I see for signs? I saw a bunch of purple. So what do we got? I see cat. Okay. Sitting about right around here. See Aries, Taurus, Capricorn, Libra, Capricorn. Uh-oh. All right. We're going to start with earth signs. Capricorn's first, air signs is second, starting with Libra. All right. What will happen? I'm going to use this one. I feel left for some reason. The left is important for Capricorn more than the right. So let's go. What is the message? What will happen for the zodiac sign of Capricorn? I'll throw you up on the board real quick. Capricorn. Show me the energy that you want to show. That's what we were looking for. But also, give me bits and pieces of what's going to happen for them. Collectively, please. Here we go. Capricorn. What's the energy you want to share for that zodiac sign? Whether it's their sun, moon, or rising. Here we go. Okay, so it's about a decision. Some of you Capricorns may have a decision ahead of you. And I feel like emotionally you don't want to be attached to making the wrong decision. So this is something you're probably already experiencing for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. I don't feel like this is something, honestly, that you're going to experience. I feel like you're going through it right now. Some of you, if it hasn't hit, it will. But it for the majority, it's already happening. That's already happening. That's here. The King of Swords, it has a lot to do with making the right choices or taking the right offer. It's kind of like an acceptance. It's one of my alarms to remind my ass to get up for work. You also may need to communicate a money situation soon. Something about a money situation. So you could either be getting, right now is a very prosperous time for Cancer with money. So you could be getting a promotion, or you need to speak your value, show your value, kind of express your value. Some of you, that's the message. Don't forget to express your value, dear Capricorn. And I'm going to tell you that is career related, and it's wise to put the work into it. Definitely, it's wise to go after it. I feel like saying not only go after it, and see what we get. Show me something for Capricorn. Show me something for Capricorn. You're going to get 4 shuffles for whatever reason. 4. Here we go. One more. Capricorn. Okay, so if you're doing anything with some kind of work endeavor, this does feel like this is attached to the 2 I dropped over here. The Chariot and Victory. Whatever you've been wanting to work on or work towards, or hoping to see a victory, I feel the energy of hope to my left with the Chariot and the Victory card. Clarify it. Okay. I really just feel like you guys are at a crossroads with making a decision. I get like it's a stay or go decision too financially. Do I stick with an investment I wanted to go towards, or do I move towards something completely brand new? So for some of you, the answer is go to the brand new thing. For others of you, it's stick it out. So some of you have a stick it out mentality in this reading. And you may look at this, you may have to be patient to see the fruits of the labor show up or build. And I feel like that goes on both sides. So whether you go to something brand new, you're going to have to give it time and see things transition and start to become more working. I'm going to tell you, work in your favor. Now, anything else? Capricorn. Ooh, what is it? What is it? Get it. I get it. All right. So I get it. So definitely Capricorn. Some of you Capricorns may have felt reluctant. If you're like a self-made Capricorn, you may have felt reluctant on a business idea or even a business partner, whoever that's for. Or felt like, why do I want to say the word like it felt cumbersome? I don't use that word, but it didn't work out. You're not really trying to attach yourself to that. Others of you, what I'm seeing here, when it comes to balance, I feel like there's an unsure energy on if you're making the right choice, manifesting, going towards the victory that you want. You're kind of you have like a push and pull energy with going after something that I feel like you want to go after. You want to. I'm going to tell you with that 3, you want to work towards, invest with. You want to see a solution. You got double. So you've got the Chariot, the Tower, balance. You've got building with it, and some of you are going to move towards it regardless. For some of you, the manifestations. Don't be afraid to move towards something. Don't be hush. Do not be hush. There's a Capricorn that needs to show their value or speak their value. You know, if it's time to walk away from something, maybe it's time to walk away. As it feels like you need to hear that. Why? Maybe you're starting, some of you are going to start a brand new venture with the way you collectively build money or save money as well. Anything else for Capricorn? Oh, yeah. While you're going towards this fortune, something about this fortune, I feel like a lot of you aren't trying to stress about a previous love situation as well, is what the tarot tells me. With the Two of Swords upright, the Seven of Swords upright, the Two of Cups reversed, the Seven of Wands upright, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, you don't really want to focus on the tragedies you've dealt with in life, whether it's a love situation, somebody that you miss, that, it's a tragedy, whether it was a relationship where you were with the person or somebody you're missing. So you have a money and I'm missing somebody reading. So it could be like a parent you're missing. It could be a sibling. It could be an ex. So if it's the ex, what I'm getting out of this reading, if it's the ex, you're not really wanting to be bothered by this. If it's the adult parent, you're trying not to let it hold you down, hold you back. You probably think of all the good times, or some of you may have even wished for more time with the person. This is different. This is coming out of me, not the cards now. I don't feel like you're going to let it keep you stuck. And who's not going to let that happen? You. You're not going to let that happen. I feel like you've had a lot of thought on this, or it's been something that sits with you. Here we go. I feel right now you're going to stay really, really driven towards your focus or your passion. Feel your happiness. I'm over it. That's the bottom of it slid out off my thumb. You're really going to be driven towards focusing on what you can attain, what's going to bring you happiness, contentment. I also see you wanting more balance, things to be balanced out. So some of you may have been working too much, or feeling like you're carrying the weight of other people's workload, something like that as well. Okay, here we go. The outcome for you is to really fight and play for the happiness that you're looking to go after right now. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a secret. I think I'm going to start doing this more in my readings. I think no matter whether you get this message or not, it's going to show up. Like what I'm saying is I have a really strong feeling for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. If there were things that weren't showing up, and if you're a single Capricorn and you resonated at all with that love situation where you're not really struggling or focusing on the ending of a relationship, whether it's a past one, the last one, whatever that is. And I mean like a relationship where it's your partner, but you've had thoughts of others that you care about around you. I feel like you're investing more in that, investing more in yourself, more in career and balance. Honestly, is what it's showing me. Here we go. Give me something else for Capricorn. I'm going to tell you that's probably I feel like that's the key. I don't feel like right now I feel like you have the love situation a little bit under containment, or it's like you might have put it on the coat rack. Why I feel the coat rack, hung it up for a little while, accepted it for what it is. Every time I go towards love, it's like you do not emotionally want it to really ruffle you. I think you've accepted the past, the celebrations you've already had. I feel as if emotionally you're really invested in the manifestations that you can bring to fruition or balance out right now, that you can run towards or heed a victory from. And I feel like you know this. Every time I pick up love on you, it's reversed. Some of you may have also felt like you were mistreated in a love situation, is what this shows. Definitely might have felt like you were mistreated or in a love situation. There might have been unspoken truth that you're aware of. And now I don't feel like you're letting it be a burden. I feel like Capricorn's not allowing that to happen. I feel like once if it was a burden, I feel like that's behind you. I just feel like it's over. Like I don't feel like you're attached to that. I feel like you're okay. So if there was this, look at this. If there was a burden at one time for you, Capricorn, see the 10 of Wands? There was too many things going on, or there was a burden in love. What did you do? You cut free from it, or you cut it away from yourself. Some of you learned it wasn't the right direction, or it wasn't worth the stress, the madness of it. That's what I'm seeing for Capricorn. Anything else for you? Let's see if we can get anything else for you. Here we go. Now we'll use zero. You can see what happens. Is that the one I wanted to use? No, I'm not going to use that one. Is it? No, we're not using this one. The one I want to use is right here. Capricorn. If you do something, whether it's a promotion, Capricorn, I'm going to tell you, if you do something with like getting a promotion or starting over and like a new career situation, some of you, it could be at a distance. You keep getting moving energy that keeps falling out for you. Whatever it is, whatever you're rushing towards when it comes to a business situation, I get the energy. It's going to make it to where you're going to have to make the time for yourself so you can put in that vacation, so you can go see things or be places. Here we go. Ooh, this may not be for all of you. This may not be for all of you, but this is for some of you. Some of you guys may have looked at a past situation. Some of you Capricorns may have seen a past situation and identified that it was, I don't like that, but it's what I'm seeing or what I'm feeling with looking down. Some of you may have identified a situation where somebody you dealt with in the past, you were very passionate for. I feel as if I feel like you found like a hidden truth. Or if things weren't adding up, now you understand why. Something like that for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. You could have been with this person recently or a long, long time ago, by the way. It doesn't really matter to me. Just take it how it may work for you. Here we go. Could have just been with them for a long time. Here in general. Clarify the balance card in reverse. No, that's letting it. I want to know what you're saying here. Hold on a second, everyone. They want to come out like that. Okay, that one's going to stay there. These have to come out first. So you let go of something that might have felt. I feel like you felt cheated out of a situation. I don't want to say manipulated, but I feel like you weren't being told the full scoop. If this makes sense to a Capricorn, I feel like you were in a relationship and somebody was hiding some shit. This is what it's telling me. They were hiding some shit, kind of keeping you in the dark. I feel like you were in the dark. I feel like you figured that out as well. I don't think you liked figuring it out with the 9 of Wands, but I also feel like you focus on the things that are going to make you happy, or that's what you've been learning to do. Secrets. You might have found out about a secret at somebody that had a secret admirer, or been secretly interested in somebody else, or dealing with somebody else that you both knew. Whatever that's about. That's going to be only take what makes sense to you. Never make a reading. Never try to make it fit. Just try to take what you can gain from it. And the more you play with your consciousness, the more you're probably going to expand it. Anywho, I can't get you away from balance for some reason. It's almost like you're getting presented a gift of good fortune. And it might be because you had the right, I feel like you had the right desire. I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling completely. I feel like you had the right desire in a relationship. And that desire you had that probably burnt you or left you out in the cold. If it did scar you at one point, I don't feel resentment on you. I don't feel hostility. I do feel like you were upset. Like it was like the hard truth that you didn't want to believe, or you may have even thought better of a person to do something like that. So you might have even felt like some of it was your fault, or blamed yourself for some of you. I hope they weren't making you feel like that condemned kind of energy. So what I'm seeing with the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords, the High Priestess, So either this relationship, whatever this relationship was, it's showing me that it was like they either made you feel like you did something wrong, or wouldn't express it to you and made you wonder what the fuck went wrong. I think you found out, though. A lot of you, I think a lot of you figured it out. I feel like no matter how long it took, whether you got the information quickly or years later, I feel like you figured it out. And I feel like the message here is you weren't, so you could have either been a little too hard on yourself with the situation. And I feel like some of you did this in the beginning, or carried that for a year or two, being a little too hard on yourself. You might have been a woman that did that, by the way. Anyways, the High Priestess reverse clarified. Whether you are a woman or a man, Capricorn, you're a Capricorn. And whether you're a woman or a man, this is specifically for you. I feel like it was very hard for you to leave that person or emotionally say goodbye. Some of you, you let the other person know. Some of you just let it happen and held that within. Oof, this is a deep, deep reading. Anyways, what else is here? Loss of pleasure card came out. Jesus. But it came out in reverse. So whatever was emotionally bothering you, or I feel a lot of you, what might have upset you is the lack of the communication. There was a lack of communication. I feel honest energy. I feel like somebody was not being honest. You know, maybe hiding a love situation. The start of it even. Or I don't just feel like they were flirting with somebody. I feel like they had an attraction, or they had somebody they liked. They hadn't. This is an attraction, sexual attraction. They were attracted to somebody, or they liked something about somebody. But I don't feel like they were. I don't feel like they were shouting it out to you or emotionally opening up to you at all about how they were feeling or what they were doing. I feel like over time you had to learn about this, and I feel it's behind you. Every time I get balance, I feel like the karma of the situation is going to bring you fortune and balance. It may have been a long time coming for things to shift it for the better for you as well. It may have felt like things weren't going to move as gradually as you wanted after that relationship, whatever that's about. Here we go. Well, I'm going to tell you, they're going to start moving. Oh my God, there's your confirmation. It was in the first cards. I'm like, they're going to start moving. The bottom of the deck, it's the Chariot. They're going to start moving. And I feel like the King of Swords is you cutting free of letting anything keep you feeling stuck or at a distance. I don't feel like you want to attract anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or left behind. I don't think you're willing to build towards. In other words, I don't feel like you're going to sacrifice your time, your energy on a situation that you feel you can't trust. I feel like you're smarter than that, to be honest. Especially when it's with an indication of love or emotional respect for yourself. Some of you, it's just about emotional respect for yourself. And look at, and who has emotional respect? That's your card, Capricorn. You're starting to emotionally respect your boundaries or the situation that you dealt with. You might have already breached that a long time ago. It's just showing me in the cards right today. The King of Pentacles. You're going to need to make a decision with a career too. That's coming up. Career and health may be something that you focus on a lot or need to. More than focusing on a love situation, dropping this on the love in you. But it doesn't tell me that you're not. So some of you, if you're not working or establishing a love connection at this time and you're a Capricorn, I think it's because you have other things invited into your pathway right now. A lot of it has to go with balance, and it's going to be health, money, and then probably a love situation. Money comes first, though. I feel like money comes first, or you're going to come first for a while before the celebration. This is what I'm seeing for Capricorn. Because when I struck the love card, even though you may want the investment, for you to get the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Wands, I feel like you want to move towards it. And I do feel like it's not a secret. I feel like it's something you're aware of. You want that balance. You want to see the shift. But I feel like I feel like what my tarot is trying to tell me is that things are going to shift for you before the love celebration comes in. So you may see other things happen before you get into the love. And it looks like I'm telling you, money is looking good for you. Whether you're starting something brand new with the Page of Pentacles or getting maybe promoted. Give me something else for Capricorn. Anything else? I'm going to tell you that, so love could be around the corner. It could be the next thing that balances out for you. Some of you, it's more or less, it could show up when you least expect it, is what I feel when I look at those four. But when I see the Tower in reverse, the Three of Hearts upright, and the King of Wands, I feel like the message here is focus on the things that you want to see change around you. That I feel the need to say focus more on that. And as you focus more on that, then you'll start to see things unfold in love that you may not have expected. Or you may start to see the fun come out of a situation afterwards. Yeah, it's now the cards just tell me, don't worry about the things that you may want today or tomorrow, whether it's a love situation. Don't worry about that. You're strong enough to play with it or go after it when it's the right time. Something about the time is important with the Temperance card. Like, I almost feel like the investment will show up when you're meant to take the risk. That's the message for you, when you're meant to take the risk. You have the Ace of Swords with the Two of Swords. Don't overthink this. This is a message for Capricorn, where don't overthink a love situation or what you're going towards now. Don't let anything keep you feeling stuck or block your goals or victories that lie ahead, especially a love situation. Let it be natural. That's your message, Capricorn. All right. Here we go. I don't know if I'll make them all that long. That was a long, long message, but I felt like treating Capricorn. You were first, and I was like, Capricorn, I'll make this one a little deep. I don't know how long that was, but long enough. We're going to do Virgo. Virgo's next. We'll go backwards with the earth signs, at least. Here we go. Okay. What do we have for Virgo? What will happen next for the zodiac sign of Virgo? Virgo. I hope the temperature's not killing you guys if you're in warm weather. It's been so dreadfully muggy here. It's like brutally unbearable. Like, we need the weather to shift, change. You know, I don't mind warm days, but humidity, it's been ridiculous here. All right. What will happen next for Virgo? Virgos, anything that you do not agree with right now, you're letting go of. So that's showing up like powerfully in the cards. Excuse me, but anything emotionally you may not agree with, you may be releasing or have made that decision quite recently, preferably within the last 6 to 8 months. You may have felt like you lost your patience too with an outcome or getting the results of a situation. I feel like you feel like it wasn't worth waiting for. Here we go. What's here for Virgo? You might have thought I was toxic as hell, or just said no to it and left it in the cold. Whatever that's about. There's no happiness with that situation. So there's something you're aware of that if it, I don't feel like you want to pursue it, or if it tried to pursue you, I feel like your answer is no. Like you don't feel like it's served any change. What is going on? This could be a parental figure, by the way. So I saw the Empress in reverse, and now I have the Lovers out, right? The Lovers here. Whoever it was that communicated with you, there was a bond. You had a strong bond with this person at one time. That's what it's telling me. Whether it was a lover, somebody close to you, friend, whatever, friend, sister, cousin, anything, whatever it could be. You may feel like they've given up on you or gave up on you a long time ago. Here we go. Some of you guys, this tells me that if you had to deal with a situation, you're waiting for the effect of a situation. That's for some of you, not all of you. That's that's not everybody. That's like a small proportion. Waiting for a judgment, a call, an outcome, a result with those two cards, whatever that's about. Here we go. An answer. I feel like you're waiting. I feel like you're in flux, waiting for this to show up. Or some of you could have wondered or hold on. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep going. Show me something. Why is this here? What's going on, Virgo? You got a bunch that just showed up. Something about waiting to hear from waiting to hear for a decision that could be made, and if it's not just about waiting to hear a decision, some of you the message is simple that I almost overlook this. Some of you, if you're a single Virgo and you're not waiting for anything work or love related, you're waiting for better days. You're just waiting for better days to show up. The question I'm going to ask you, because this keeps showing up, are you doing anything? Because I feel like the Virgo, I'm going to say what I'm entirely what I feel right now. I feel like the Virgo that is waiting, a single Virgo could be waiting for better things to show up, but you're not doing anything to make it happen. You're not doing like you can't stay on the couch or at home or not put yourself in the situations. And I do get the waiting energy all over your ass. I feel like that's what you're doing. Others of you could feel like you're impatiently waiting to hear what's good, the outcome of a situation. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, any of the previous message, that's because you're probably the Virgo that's too busy with work right now. It could be work around the house, investing in a home, buying a home, moving. Some of you, it could be moving or wanting to go, or something about wanting to relocate. Some of you also don't want to be emotionally drained or upset. This is for the Virgo that doesn't talk to many, that you only have a close circle of friends, whatever that's about. This is for the Virgo that only has like a set of maybe, I don't know, 4 or 6 close, tight-knit friends. You don't talk to a lot of other people, whoever this Virgo is. Here we go. Clarify the King of Wands first. What's going on? Why does it keep telling me that the King of Wands with the Four of Swords, Ace of Swords, and so maybe you dealt with an air sign. Definitely could have dealt with an earth sign or an air sign is what it's showing me in this reading. You have a lot of earth and air energy here. Fire, earth, air, or fire sign, by the way, that you may have dealt with. Situation I'm seeing though is it's like you're not really wanting to be stressed out with the situation around you. I don't feel like you really want to deal with that, being stressed out. I feel like you don't feel like it's something that it needs to be a burden. I don't feel like you want to be attached to it at all. I feel a lot of you are fighting for career to serve you better, or trying to decide if you're happy with the career you're in. Some of you have made the decision that it's not really your cup. It doesn't make you happy. It's not your cup of tea. And you're aware of it, but you still do it, is what I feel. Oh, here we go. I just feel something about you not really liking it. I don't feel like you really like it. I feel like you're aware that you don't like it. I think you think about it. You try not to let it stress you out. You also may be thinking about, some of you may need to change something on your vehicle or change the vehicle in general. I hope I'm not missing it. Like maybe it's just a change of view of what's worth stressing you out and what's not. Some of you, it could be something like that. Some of you may feel like you're dealing with somebody, or you dealt with somebody that stresses you out, and also that hides speaking the truth. Whoever it was, I don't feel like they were very an easy person to communicate with. I don't typically consider that a communication card, but I feel like there's a separation with communication, or typically this is a dishonest card. I don't feel that doesn't feel as, that feels irrelevant, like for dishonesty. What that Magician reverse feels like to me right now, it honestly feels, and it's funny because your card's in reverse before. It just feels like you not really wanting to stress over a situation that wasn't making you happy. Maybe even both of you knowing that, feeling like secretly it. Some of you, the message was secretly needing to move away from a situation that wasn't working out, and knowing that it was causing too much stress or conflict and not being stuck there, Virgo. What time was it? It was time for you to move on and emotionally be ready for the acceptance of this situation and go towards the things that are going to make you happy. I feel like this is the reading for a Virgo that knew they couldn't deal with somebody emotionally, or the person was emotionally toxic. This could have been a very emotionally toxic individual. When it came to their happiness or working towards it with you, I feel like it just didn't come full circle. I feel like you may have wanted it to, but look at this. I have the 10 and the 2. I feel like it didn't come full circle. I feel like it was a situation that no matter how many times you tried to mend it, it became part of your past. It was out of your control, in other words, is what I'm seeing for Virgo. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. We'll use the other cards for you, Virgos. I need more coffee. I'm drinking my coffee slow because I'm reading pretty slow. Thanks for being here, by the way, everybody. Appreciate it. Hi, Lefty. Hi, my Grammys. What's up, Jimmy? All right. What's up, Ladder Booking? Hi, I don't know if I said hello to you, but hi, Steve. I've said hi to, no, I think it was Gerald I said hi to earlier. Welcome in, Steve. Here we go. What will happen for Virgo? What will happen for the zodiac sign of Virgo? Virgo, you need to have, if you believe it, you can achieve it mindset right now. With what I just saw with those 3 tarot cards, I would say definitely go after that. If there's something you want to, that you're very passionate about, whether it's a love situation, whatever it is, I feel like the message I'm supposed to give you is you got to trust. Trust you can go towards it, attain it, obtain it, especially whether it's, and I'm going to tell you, I get this energy on Virgo where it's love and money, love and money, having both, um, enjoying both. But so some of you want to be able to enjoy not worrying about the money situation, but also having the person that you trust and can love. I feel like you want both. I feel like you're drawn to both right now. It makes me want to read up on Virgo and know if like what's really going on with Virgo, like through astrology or through like horoscopes. It makes me kind of want to spy on you and see if it's even remotely correct. Even if it doesn't show up today, tomorrow, give it a couple days, it probably will. It usually does. I'll read my shit and I'll be like, damn, I was talking about that like a week ago. So it's a cool factor. So you're waiting for the change, the happiness to show up. You could be trying not to stress or be emotionally drained or upset. I just get a letting go energy. Anything that you knew you had to let go or move away from, Virgo's doing it. You're putting it behind you, or this is telling me Virgo had no choice but to kick something to the curb, knowing better. I feel like you knew better. I don't feel like, I get this energy. It wasn't something you were wishing. Maybe you had that, like, I wish you well energy, or you wanted to believe you could feel that way. I feel like you wanted to feel that way, but I feel like there's animosity. I'm feeling somebody feels mad about a situation. I feel a little bit of, I can't say resentment, but frustrated, definitely frustrated with the way it played out. And I feel like it's you, Virgo. I feel like you're frustrated over it. Okay, here we go. The 8 of Cups reversed. So you could have been frustrated or felt scorned. You could have felt scorned or, but some of you, it's a message. If you didn't feel scorned, the person you dealt with made you feel, this part's a relationship. What I'm about to spit out of these lips, you felt belittled by them. Whatever that's about, you may have felt belittled. Some of you, it was just undervalued. I'm over it. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Woman could have felt undervalued or felt like he was lacking. I feel a lot of resistance on this energy. Somebody was keeping quiet about how they felt, and it could have been the woman. That sucks. It's okay, because it's behind. What it's telling me is this is something you've probably already dealt with. Whatever you were keeping quiet about, I don't feel like that's the problem anymore. I think it took a lot of strength to keep your mouth shut on a situation. Some of you, it might have been like you wanted to be the bigger person. Sometimes you might have let things slip. I feel like a loose lip once in a while, but I feel like it wasn't all that much. I feel like you carried a lot of the crappy scenario or situation with inside of yourself. This is what makes me feel that way. I feel like you held back, but I do feel like it is something that is now behind you. I also feel like it showed you a great lesson. The Strength card to the King of Wands to the Fool. It kind of showed you how well you can persevere. Kind of energy is what it shows me. Even if it's like, okay, it might have felt like a challenge accepted that you had to kind of overcome. Now it could be a matter of just waiting for news or balance. As I'm over it. Look at this double balance. Wow. Could definitely be waiting for balance. You might have had somebody that you felt like, so there's an energy that it feels like somebody feels like they can't trust you, or vice versa. You feel like you can't trust them. So this person, you guys don't you don't speak very much or at all You don't speak very much to each other or at all, by the way. Victory is reversed. I don't see you coming together for a while or reconciling the differences either. That's a no. Somebody wasn't willing to put up with it or rush. I just get this, like, I wouldn't rush towards it. I wouldn't work towards it. I'm going to work towards myself. The defeat's behind me. Kind of like, I'm done. I've moved on from this. Might be trying to strategize new love or just be acceptant of what happened in the love situation. I do feel like it taught you many great lessons. I feel like it made you, it might have given you a little more self-restraint or self-respect, something about self-respect and self-restraint. I feel like you gained both after this. Some of you saw it for yourself. Emotionally, we're hoping you didn't have to deal with it. Whatever this is about, I feel like you didn't want to deal with it from the day you noticed it. Shit. I do think you're going to really start to be patient with outcomes around you. I don't feel like you're going to rush into anything. I feel like emotionally, you know that it would just feel like it's too much. It's not the right. It's not like the right way to. I'm not going to move lateral left. I'm not going to move left to right. Or backwards. I'm only going to move forwards, and I'm going to move forwards at the right pace kind of energy. Some of you are working on, clarify it. So it tells me a lot of you are working on letting go of what upsets you, or you had no choice but to do that, to let it be what it is. You know, put it behind you. I have the Hermit here. Emotionally value or accept a situation. Wow. So I get this weird energy. So some of you got this. I don't know. This may be very personal. This may not hit everybody. I don't know if it's how many Virgos this one's gonna hit. But I get this weird energy. It's weird to me where it feels like you had to deal with being financially fit or focusing on finances. Some of you, it might have been like your health dropped off or health around you dropped off for a little while. Finances were already a burden, and the love thing was in the fucking toilet. The whole love thing was in the toilet. It was in the toilet. I feel like you've seen it for what it is. You definitely discovered it. I also see that, clarify the King of Wands. You're ready to play with somebody new. This tells me you're ready to play with somebody new and probably also see things change on a foundation, like in love and security. That's love and security. You want to see that build right now, is what it's telling me for Virgo. That's what I see for Virgo. You're kind of wanting the better of both worlds. You may have been dealt like a really crappy situation, or felt like you got the short stick in a situation. And I feel like you're just waiting for the changes, waiting for them to be discovered or to show up. And it does feel like it's about love. Some of you, it's about love, career. Some of you could just be being in the right place at the right time or moving towards it, or feeling like it hasn't shown up for you. Something about it hasn't shown up, and it may be something you think about or want all the time. You're very passionate about it. The same cards want to show back up after I shuffled a couple different ways. All right, that's what I got for you. Let's keep going. Here we go. Taurus in a second. Taurus. It's good to see everybody. Ooh. Taurus, I think you're going to be the cigarette sign. I don't usually smoke on you because you come up so fast. I don't know about when I go backwards. I don't really pay attention to what side I'm smoking on. But I think you're going to be the cigarette sign. Why not? Hello, Sarah. Hello, Gentle Rain. Here we go. Juanita, hello. Hello, Bull Time. All right. Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I would have read your comment. I'm reading most comments tonight. Appreciate that, Beat. You could have wrote it. I would have read it. I'm not reading all, but I'm reading some. And I just happen to be reading them at that time. Maybe you did say it and I didn't pay attention. Probably. Typical Leo. Here we go. Taurus. Give them something good, would you? Give all the zodiac signs something good. Ooh. I say that, and I feel like you both. I feel like you're. Some of you guys are going to put a lot of work or effort into. I'm going to tell you, whatever you can right now, whatever you have time for. Something about time is of the essence. The Chariot and the Magician. And I feel time on that Magician and the Empress. I feel you are focusing on this right now, or knowing that needs to be the focus. This is something you've been aware of for a while, Taurus. And if you resonate with any of the Taurus and wonder why is Taurus so good for me, whether you're Sun, Moon, or Rising, I am Moon and Rising Taurus. So it's not that hard for me to get into Taurus's energy. Not at all. Leslie should know a little bit about that. Leslie Klein. All right. Because I believe she's Taurus, Moon, and Rising as well. Here we go. Show me something for Taurus. What is it? I'm so curious. Taurus, you may be in a mindset, actions speak louder than words. Are you aware of this, by the way, Taurus? Some of you Tauruses, I feel like you're in a mindset of actions speak louder than words. Clarify why I feel that way. What's going on, Taurus? Tired of looking over your shoulder or feeling like you're focusing on too many burdens, or not even burdens, too many things. You could feel like you've been dealing with a lot of obstacles. Some of you could feel like you've had a lot of things you've had to strengthen or tighten up. You could also be missing having a nightlife. Damn, that kind of resonates with me. You definitely could be missing that celebration energy. Having a nightlife or doing something fun for yourself. I don't feel like it's like a wrecking ball. I feel like emotionally you're aware of it, but I feel like you try to keep it pivoted down. I feel like what you're focusing right now on is the health of somebody around you, and I also feel the energy that you're focusing on. Somebody could be, I don't know who this is for, but somebody could be getting a settling down somewhere. Okay. Money as well. So the it factor for you is career. Ooh. Some of you it's some of you may not feel like you have the time for intolerance or disrespect. What the fuck? Here we go. You're just not having it. You're not having it. You are not having it. I see that Taurus is focusing on What's going to be the next best thing? That King of Wands energy makes me feel like that's kind of what you're trying to pivot towards. Some of you could feel like you're hanging in, making that work or show up as well. You think about this all the time. You imagine the outcome that you want all the time, is what it tells me. Page of Swords, Seven of Cups. This is you trying to imagine. So it's like you're looking at the wish fulfillment you want. Taurus is hip to wanting something or knowing they want something. I feel like you've looked at it very analytically, and I'm going to say analytically and spiritually. You could also be doing research or start noticing that you're drawn more into research or reading, whoever that's for. If there's something you're not sure of, you're not going to give it time of day, your energy, space. You won't give it time. You're like you're like a Leo. You guys are stubborn as shit. So if something feels off balance, I'm telling you, if something feels off balance, Taurus ain't having it right now. Hell to the no. If you don't feel you can trust something or play with it, you will not let it upset you. You will cut free from it. I feel like you'll work towards the investments that you can. You've also may have been knowing you need to get more rest, or feeling like I just feel like you've been pulled in too many directions or missed out on so many things of fun. I feel like you want more of a fun, like a nightlife or like even a day life outside of the investments that have a lot of meaning to you already. So you may not feel like you have time for anything outside of, like, you may feel like you haven't had enough time for outside commitments, engagements. You may have tried to make the time, but it just didn't seem like you had enough of it. Some of you haven't had any of it, period. That's what I'm getting off of this, because you're too invested with family right now situations. This is what it's telling me. I hope it's making sense to y'all. What do we got here? Others of you have, I think you've noticed or put the past on notice. Some of you have put the past on notice. You know, you're not going to let things of the past wound you. This is you saying no. Look at this is you saying no. This to me is you saying hell to the no. You will not take the risk. You will not gamble it. You're too devoted to family right now. And I do feel like you are missing the happiness or the emotional fulfillment, maybe sex even, or building with a partner, having that special someone to connect with. This is for the very single Taurus, by the way. You can't be in a relationship. This won't make, that part's not going to make sense to you. And if it does, then it is a big fucking disconnect, because there's barely any speaking. There's no fucking communication cards. Barely any of it. You could be wondering when it's going to happen. The next great. You know what I'm talking about. The next fun outcome. Okay. Anything else? Show me something else for Taurus. We'll move on to the other card soon. Taurus. Are you getting impatient? No. So either it's like some of you, yes, you feel like it's time. I need to get laid kind of energy is what, but it doesn't seem like it's something that you're really emotionally investing in or have time, right? You don't have time for love. I feel like your victories lie somewhere else. You may have had to leave love in the cold for a while, and you know that, but you want both. You're definitely wanting both to balance out. I feel like you're wanting both to balance out. You also could be wanting to hear good news about a situation around you or hoping for the best in a situation around you. I do feel like you're waiting on the communication or the decision. Maybe somebody to make a decision to speak up or for you to hear about the outcome. So some of you that could be like a family situation or a doctor waiting the news. You could be tired because of energy around you, is what this is showing me. Or you could have been tired. I feel like you've been tired because of outside energy. 10 of wands and swords reversed with judgment in the middle could have been a family situation. I do feel like you've been really wanting to manifest things that'll bring in one powerful energy, balance. I feel like you know this too. You're aware of it. You've been on the lookout. Look at this. You've been on the lookout for it. You can't wait to see it. Last card move towards you or for you to move towards it. Now we'll go to the other cards for Taurus. All right. Taurus. What do we got? What will happen for you? Anything that wants to come up, specific or not? Show me. That one's out. Balance will show up. So if you've been wondering if balance or if you've been just hoping and wanting to see it show up or not wanting to stress about it, I feel like the clarify it. I'm not gonna say anything. Clarify the 9 of Swords. What's going on? It did want to show up. It's the same damn card. All right, so your reading to me is you may care about somebody around you, close to you, and you want to see balance for you, for them, but also you don't want to stress. I get this energy like you don't want to stress about love or money right now. I don't, and I think you've had no choice but to be strong about that. Some of you may be afraid to take a risk or move away from a situation. You could be worried about somebody else's contentment or happiness, when really you just want to be passionate or creative to the changes of excitement. I also don't feel like you're hurting. This is for the Taurus that's not hurting in a love situation. I feel like you've respected it. Something that didn't move forward. I feel like you've let that, you've seen it for what it is. I don't feel like your eyes were wide shut in a situation. I feel like you're not going to let that cut you, damage you, drain you. I feel like you cut free from that. If at one time it was something you thought you were going to stress over, you don't stress over it. I feel like you focus more on what you could attain to go towards. You could be very, very attentive or very, very smart right now towards going towards goal-oriented aspects of life. So you got the Ace of Pentacles and you've got the 9 of Pentacles. So you definitely could be striving for one thing. You started with balance, you're back at balance. Getting balance. Some of you are trying not to become impatient with the balance showing up or with the past situations that you've had to deal with, contend with. Some of you are aware of that. Anything else for Taurus? Show me something for the zodiac sign of Taurus. Money. Money, foundation, home life. Money, home. and love. Money, home, and love is what's important to you right now. Clarify. Show me anything you want on those three. Some of you may not like the surroundings. Like, this tells me you want to get away. Some of you are either planning a trip and want to get away, or you want to get away in general from the situation that you may have felt like confliction energy in the and like the environment around you. Things feel conflicted or at a loss, whatever that's about. Like at a dead stop, at a halt, chariot reversed. And I feel like you're trying to run away from that. The Knight of Swords. Rush away from it. Or not let it get to you. Emotionally. Some of you, the secret to everything is the secret I'm seeing here is don't focus on the chaos or the madness around you right now. Focus on, I feel like be inspired by your imagination right now. But at the same time, I do feel like you're emotionally pursuing action with accepting the things that may not have worked out the way you were expecting or hoping. I do feel like there are times, though, some of you may not be giving yourself enough credit. I'm going to tell you that. I feel like some of you don't wear yourself thin. There's a Taurus. I feel like you're wearing yourself thin, and you may be aware of this and need to make the decision to get away from that so you don't feel drained. You can do for other people, but sometimes you got to let them do for themselves and not let it be the thing that stresses you out, and just trust it and work on the things that you can move forward or go towards correctly. I feel like that's a big part of the battle you've been sitting on or dealing with. Part of the issues or situation doesn't have to be an issue. I do feel like you are aware and you try your best not to let it get to you. It does, though. I'm going to say it does. Some of you, it's just knowing that you're not really. So some of you, it could have been you weren't happy with how something ended. Others of you just aren't happy or feeling very grounded with how a situation turned out around you. This is what I'm getting. Whether it works or doesn't, I don't know. This one, I can't even remember what the last tarot said. What's going on here? Clarify it. Clarify it. Oh. So did you have to accept judgments? Some of you may have had to accept judgments or harsh realities, whatever that's about. Those harsh realities I feel like they've become a part of your past. So there's a relationship that's become part of your past, or a love connection that's become part of your past. I don't feel like you're being hesitant towards it. I feel like you just had to pull back from it. Pull back from it, put the work where it belongs. Not focus on anything. Some of you aren't willing to go backwards, is what this is saying. Like you're not gonna pay Peter to pay Paul, or however that saying goes. You won't. It's a dead ass. The way I view this, you don't have time or respect enough to. You won't do that. It just tells me you won't do that. You'll focus on wealth, and that's what the card says. Balancing wealth. You'll aim to. You may focus on wealth, or you may have been focusing on wealth and support. What? To attain the victories you're looking for, whatever that's about. Keep believing in yourself. something about you need to keep believing in yourself. I feel like you're discovering emotionally that the more you learn, the better off you are at this time. And you can't stay stuck with things that may have worked out or come to an ending. I feel like you're aware of this, very aware of this. The Empress, I feel like upright, I feel like you're aware of it and very accepted of it. What's done is done type energy is what I'm seeing around the zodiac sign of Taurus. Some of you guys, so I don't feel like you feel defeat. I feel like you're not gonna let the past get the best of the current energy or your future energy. I don't feel like you're gonna feel forsaken at all in situations. You're just not gonna allow that. That's what I have for Taurus. All right, we're gonna do air signs. Air signs. This is gonna be, I don't know. I did say I might read you guys at the end, but this might be like as long as like the Titanic. So I'm not sure if we will. I'm kind of reading very slow tonight. I'm kind of taking my time. All right, here we go. Okay. Planning a trip in July. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Make sure you bring enough money. All right. Leo told you, save that money. Monica, save that money for that. Now we're going to get on to air signs. Libra. Hello, Blooming Rose. Hello, Melissa. Hello, D Empress. Gigi. Welcome in. Hello, Katie. Libra. What will happen next for Libra? Happiness. So a lot of you Libras are definitely trying to stay. The key message is focusing on going towards happiness. Don't let anything block your happiness. Some of you, you're fighting for this right now, for the light to shine through for happiness. I feel like you're looking for that light, looking for the answers. Some of you, it's looking for the happiness, the self-contentment, the righteousness within that, and stability. I get like a starting over energy on you, or an accepting, and some of you could be accepting something that made you feel like it. So you could be accepting the end of a relationship, or a relationship that's, there might have been more than you invested. I feel like you had no choice but to accept the situation and move on from it. Anything else for Libra? Why is the devil here next to change? I want extreme clarification here. Clarify these two, please. The ones I'm staring at. What is it? What is it? Decision card's the next card. You said goodbye to a situation. And now you're probably looking at where to go or how to move towards what's best for you. Some of you recognized you couldn't reconcile the situation. The party's over. You know, there's no extra seat. There's no spot on the bench for Libra. Libra wasn't. I feel like you weren't having it. Some of you, I get a shifting or starting over energy, moving. You're definitely moving or rushing towards the next best thing that's going to work out for you. What is this towards? Ooh, came flying off my middle finger. Some of you, it's letting go. Not worrying about the things that made you feel thrown off balance. You are the sign of balance. I feel like you're starting to strategize, not let it. I think you're going to really need to focus on making sure. The next card's going to tell. Your card's here. That you cut free of any toxic. So, don't focus on anything toxic or let any negative thinking or feelings get in the way of your happiness. The card I started with is important for you. For that is the message. Cut free of that. Don't emotionally invest into things that you've already dealt with in the past. This is the message for Libra. I feel like you're going to really look at that and know that it's time to let it go and start going in the direction that's meant for you. This reading is just flowing. I feel like you need to do that. This is what I see for you. What's happened has happened, and I feel like that something may have happened that when it was meant to happen, it was just meant to teach you one thing: how to keep going forward, or be productive, potentially on your own, or manifest more on your own. Somebody could be resisting the trust, or the fact that they gotta go, or that they are moving on, or that they did move on. So you could be separating in a relationship where you separated, or you've been separated, and either it does look like somebody's accepting what had happened, and it does look like it's you. It looks like, so some of you, the relationship ended, and you're trying to get you either had to go through an acceptance of like a third party, or you had to go through some of you, that's the message. Others of you, if it isn't just third party, you might have had to accept it, that I need to, I need to be strong. I need to take risks. I need to go my own way. Maybe say goodbye. Start putting the work and the effort in, building the foundations. See the past for what it is. Cut free of anything that upsets me, maybe triggers me. Not play with anything that's gonna hinder my progress or cause me anxiety, maybe even fear mentality. Yeah, Seven of Swords with the Knight of Cups. It could be knowing I can't invest in things that weren't willing to invest in me. So some of you could feel like that's what had happened, or some of you dropped love. It's telling me. Some of you, it's saying that you dropped love. You moved away from love once you figured out the scenario, or the fact that once things become unmutual in this relationship. So this is a relationship reading completely. The relationship, once it fell off, whether there was cheating, whatever over there, if that wasn't the part of it, whatever had happened, there were secrets, or somebody felt like they weren't gaining happiness, or the communication. There was lack of communication. There was lack of trust. I don't associate this with trust, but I associate this with trust. And I feel like you started to trust in investing in yourself more than going towards another relationship, becoming somebody else's option, not wanting to do that all over again. I don't feel like you were worried about a celebration, or the next best one. You may have thought about it would be nice to have the happiness, but I don't feel like you rushed towards it. I feel like emotionally you held back. I feel emotionally you went back and forth, and you're being patient on when you're going to allow love back towards you. Some of you have went on with this for a long time, and you're aware of it. And it's only a matter of time before things move probably in the direction you've been wanting. It's what I'm seeing for Libra. Anything else? Okay. This is a specific message for the Libra, whether this is you or the crosswasher. So somebody's wanting to communicate. Somebody's wondering, could be a fire sign, could be a Leo, could be a Gemini, definitely could be a Gemini. But somebody's wanting to communicate, or wondering if the communication is going to happen. So you could be wondering this, or they could be wondering this. Could be a Leo, Gemini, Libra, like yourself, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Definitely could be you got a lot of fire and air energy here. A little bit of water. Very, very little earth energy. Barely any exists here. But somebody may want to communicate, or you may have felt that way in with somebody at one point. I don't feel like you feel that way now, or you feel like you're going to get through to the situation, whoever that's for. The King of Wands with balance. You showed up in this, by the way. The King of Wands and balance. Something you may have you may have craved or wanted to work with, had desire, passion for, excitement towards. You may feel like it's not emotionally available anymore, or that the best thing to do was to cut free of it, maybe to start building in a brand new direction. Some of you, it has something to do with the lack of communication, or three people. There could have been toxic things that happened that are unfixable. Could have been damage control, and that produced the outcome. Others of you may have just stayed very humble and focused on your work or your career. That's what I've got for Libra's energy. Since after the relationship, or the last relationship you dealt with, that's what it tells me. Like, you try to focus a lot on career. You focus that. Okay, let's keep going. What happened next? I'm going to put this out because it... So either you're wanting truth and clarity about making a decision, or somebody's wondering if you're going to come forward with making the decision. What is that? So there's an energy here. Somebody could feel like they didn't get the communication they deserved, or the emotional respect in a situation. And holy shit, in love, I didn't even see that. I was staring at this card, the Tower. Then that's probably what brought on the change, or the complete ending to the happiness of a situation. I get brand new desire with that passion card. With the Ace of Wands, I feel like you're going to start wanting to vibe with brand new people. I don't feel like you want to deal with somebody you've dealt with. Some of you may not want to deal with anybody for a while as well. Something about that you may wait it out before you move towards love. You may want to play with it or build with it, but I get a waiting energy, or a slow process before you move towards love. Some of you, it's a matter of not wanting to deal with the process all over again, or emotionally invest in something that you may feel like could crumble, fall apart. I'm done. Crumble or fall apart. That's how. So some of you don't want to start a relationship up just to be going through the same thing again. A relationship starts and ends. Give me something else for Libra, please. Let's see what we get for you. I'm only doing it once. You're ready for an emotional change because you felt too much emotional defeat. I feel like you felt too much emotional defeat, or you're not wanting to face things that feel that you feel bound or stuck to. Could have something to do with healthy boundaries or healthy communication. I feel a lack of connection between all four. So you and somebody else, a separation could have been somebody could have just... it wasn't enough. So you viewed them like they weren't enough sexually, or that's how they viewed you. Somebody wanted more. I have to say what the card's telling me. I don't usually get the cards like this, but the Devil reversed, the King of Swords upright, the Nine of Cups reversed. I don't like what it's with. Somebody needs to tighten up their emotions. Somebody's very conflicted or emotionally bothered, scattered. With the Knight of Wands reversed, they don't know what they want to play with or who they want to play with. It's a patterns. There could be somebody you dealt with emotionally. They suck when it comes to relationships. They're all about the sex, the games. You might have dealt with somebody that's all about fucking games. So either you dealt with somebody that's all about games or they thought you were like that. But it looks more like you dealt with that. And if it wasn't that, even if you couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, this tells me there was a lack of trust or commitment. I think it just got tiring. And it's no secret a decision needed to be made. The decision is to emotionally release it, cut free of a burden. Maybe, I don't feel like you're reconciling. I think you're going to start looking for the next connection, or the next connection is going to start seeking you out. Clarify anything you can. You're not willing to be stuck. I also feel like you may have felt like you may feel like you had to sacrifice a lot, or emotionally things weren't picking up the speed, picking up pace with communication, with frustration, love in general, and that's probably why you've had to move on. Somebody felt defeated in a love situation, or abused, or used. Somebody feels like they were lied to, or they were playing. You dealt with a game player. I'm over this one. It's telling me you may have felt like somebody was playing games. So you felt this way, or they felt that way, whatever the deal is. Might have been why it became so. I feel at a distance. This is usually a discovering card for me. I feel at a distance, like the connection, playing with it, because there was a lack of connection because somebody didn't trust the other person, or there was no trust to be had. Also, it might have been very physical attractive more than anything. Didn't love the person for the right reasons. Also may have stepped out of a marriage or the celebration they were in, or tried to, whatever that's about. Here we go. You could definitely be focusing. Some of you, I hope, if it's a health situation, somebody you care about around you, an older person, maybe a little older than you. I just feel an older energy around you. Whether it's that, older, younger, whatever it could be. I hope the person's health's okay, or your health is okay, Libra. But I feel like you're striving to fight for your own independence right now, and stability, money, not worrying about money. I also don't feel like you're worrying about love right now, playing out or balancing out. I feel like this card says it all. Wealth. That's what I feel like you're running towards or moving towards. Wheel of Fortune. And then the celebrations show up for you. You could be wanting to cut free of anything that seems like bullshit or the wrong judgment at this time, and only putting the work and effort into things that work, and letting go everything that doesn't work or makes you feel like it's drowning you, and knowing that you're not going to allow that. A lot of you are fighting. I feel like fighting for the pace and the peace, whatever that's about. That's what I have for Libra. Wanting to have peace of mind, but wanting the pieces to pick up on pace. Some of you know you're ready for a new relationship. Some of you single Libra women out there. I can feel your energy sitting here. So some of you Libra, if that didn't resonate with the Libra woman that's watching, some of you guys are ready for commitment. You may try to stay too preoccupied to avoid it, but you know you're ready for it again. This is to the Libra woman who has children. You could be Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, by the way. That's what I've got for you. But I'm done. I feel like you're ready for love again. I feel like you're ready for it. All right, let's go. Who are we going to do next? Who are we going to do next? Who are we going to do next? Are we going to do fire or water? Let's see what you guys say. Thank you all for being here. Please remember to hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. My schedule will get a little bit better soon. I'm going to try to come out again sooner than I have. I am waiting for summer school to start. Also, I'm supposed to take him on a little fun destination, and I don't know, that might get changed because of the weather. Might have to find something else. It's fun. There's not much out here. I was going to have to travel many states away, like a 5-hour ride just to do that with him. But if the weather doesn't permit it, I'm not doing it. It'd be one hell of an expense to go out there, pay to get into the place, and drive all that distance back and forth. And it's a washout. That would suck. It's a water park. Let's see if anybody said anything. Wait a minute. I almost skipped air signs. I only did Libra, right? I'm still on air. Damn, this is going to be a long, long night. All right, guys. This is going to be one of my longer readings. I don't do these, but I haven't been out in a while, so it's a special. You get the special energy tonight. Here we go. Shoot. So that's right. I started with Libra, so I've got to decide on if I'm going to do Aquarius or Gemini. Aquarius. Gemini's last because you're always first. Aquarius. I'll put you on the board. Aquarius. What will happen next for Aquarius? Why does it try to... If you've... So this is for the Aquarius that's been feeling that push and pull energy. Some of you, it's around home or work. Home or work. Feeling... I just feel exhausted. I just felt really, really exhausted. And it feels like an emotional acceptance that you're going through. I'm telling you, around work and home. Look at this. Work and home. The judgments and the outcomes around work and home. I'm going to tell you something. I feel like you're emotionally striving for the balance of both. And I feel like you're aware of it. I also feel like you're really trying to stay humbled by this for the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Really trying to stay humbled by knowing that. Basically not trying to, run the wire too thin. Something like that. Aquarius. If you're the Aquarius that's been too busy for yourself, get out. My message to you is that it might be a wise investment to get out. Also, do not focus on anything that, any detractors right now. Why I feel the word detractor? Anything that comes towards you or makes you feel a flex instability, I feel like you're going to have to push through it. I get this, like, push through it. See it for what it is. Pay it no mind. Don't worry about that for the time being. If something tries to make you feel stuck or has been for quite some time, I feel like you need to move forward with authority and cut through the bullshit. Don't emotionally invest in situations that make you feel any kind of weird way. Whether some of you, it has a lot to do with the past situations or picking up the past, dealing with past problems that surround you. This is a family reading. This is mostly, I don't even feel like I'm reading a love situation. Maybe a little, it feels more like you being focused on career and home, the balance of two. Emotionally, I feel like you think about getting a little bit further, maybe spiritually, or you could be doing that right now, learning spiritually quick, like adapting quickly to spiritualism, becoming very creative. Stay very optimistic right now. And don't let the past get the best of you. I feel like the only thing you're really needing to play with right now is the things that make you happy. That Ace of Wands, I feel like you need to fight for your happiness right now. I get like you may have had to help somebody that's been codependent, or somebody that's codependent has come towards you, and now you need to fight for your more. I feel like you need to become more reluctant with being. I feel like you're already very reliable for yourself, for whoever this reading's for. This is for the Aquarius. I feel like you're being. So why do I feel like you have the it factor or the adult factor in an equation, and you dealt with a codependent energy? And now that I don't feel like you're supposed to really focus on things that are going to overwhelm you right now. I feel like that is not the ticket for you. And I feel like you're aware of this, or your awareness is opening up to it. Also, that you may need to get out. Something about getting out and enjoying, giving yourself time. Something about you need to give yourself the space and time. That that there are times where life gets so busy, so chaotic, we forget to fight for what's good for ourselves. And I feel like Aquarius is going through that, or has been for a while. At one time, it might have felt like the bills were a problem. It doesn't feel like it's the bills as much for the Aquarius. Some of you, if that's the problem, maybe you're fighting to get in front of that. I don't feel that I'm reading that person's energy. I feel like I'm reading the person's energy who's been fighting battles around balancing home and career life balance, and also having enough time to set their own time frame for their own fun, their own happiness, your own contentment, your own fulfillment. I just don't feel like you're getting enough of your own time, is what this reading makes me feel like. Huh. Show me something else for Aquarius. Well, over the thumb. Emotionally. What's going on? This pertains to a younger person. Could be children or people younger than you. You may feel like people that they can't get out of the way, or they self-sabotage themselves, and you just want to see them take action or attain balance in their life. So I've got two stories here. It could be that you're the younger person, or that you're the older person. For the majority, you feel like you're the older person. You're just probably tired of dealing with other people's crap, is what it's telling me. So, and this could be the struggles at work, the lack of, you could have seen people coming and going at work, or not putting in their fair share and getting sick of it. Something about you're sick of it. So it's just like tiresome. I get a tiresome energy. What is this about? If you heard from somebody recently, Aquarius, from the past, and they try to come in with passion or communication, happiness, I don't feel like you really absorbed or honored their trust. Something about, I don't feel like you trusted that the situation had changed. I feel like you felt it to be very deceptive, and you didn't want the stress of it. I feel like you've been trying to focus on too many things to balance out at this time, and you're aware of this and trying to make the right decisions around one thing: family, familia. I just feel like it's a family situation that you may have a lot going on, or be feeling like work and family is all the investment or time you have. Basically, like you have time for that, but you never have a minute to kick your shoes off for yourself or do something for yourself. Let's keep going. Whew. I know how that feels. Trust me, that's tough. That can be tough. Sometimes you got to give yourself that break. It sucks to wear yourself thin or feel that way, or just to feel like it's like there's like a revolving door. I don't want you to feel like a robot or a machine, and I feel like you've been feeling like that. Your body may be hurting too. I was wondering before I read what sign it's going to be. I'm getting that pain. I'm getting a pain up here. You may be having body aches, certain body aches, or whether it's permitted by weather, or whether it's been permitted by something you do that you used to do. You may not feel as physically fit as you did when you were younger. Oh, okay. I'm over it. Let's keep going. Here we go. If you're like 18, that's not your reading. Get your young ass out of here. The end part of it. But watch out for body aches. Somebody in the lower back. My back doesn't hurt, but I can tell it's in your lower back, and it could be to the side. It's up here that hurts me. And it hurt me before I read it. And I'm like, it's going to happen during one of the signs, and it's you. I didn't know which sign it was going to be. I didn't want to figure it out. But I'm like, oh, I don't want to feel this shoulder. I've got like a weird. It almost, if you feel weird hot, your body get hot in weird places, almost like a line of pain. Just be careful with your body or moving too fast. Some of you, it's a matter of just moving too fast. If a body part's been hurting you for a long time, or starts showing up again, something of the past, look for solutions to heal it. If you have severe pain in a part of your body, ice may be the answer for somebody out there. Don't go to heat. You're going to need ice, whoever that's for. All right, here we go. All right, Aquarius. Don't tell everybody what you're doing with your money either. There's a message of don't tell everybody what you're doing with your money. Don't overspend your money, or just make sure you're saving your money. Some of you know that you need to continue to invest your money. Some of you might just need to invest that money so you can put the money up when you need to do something, enjoy something for yourself. For yourself. That person's hunking that coin. Stability. You have a strong money energy. So whether you take a family trip or go on a trip with family and have to invest in you and them and cut loose that way, or cut loose on your own, put the money away. Save the money. Even if it's small increments for whoever that's for. Start making sure you're moving towards doing that. Here we go. Aquarius. Some of you know that it's the wise choice to focus on putting more money in the account. Having that one less pain in the ass thing to deal with or worry. And it has a lot to do. It's Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Not having enough money, not worrying about having enough. Oh my God, not lying about having the wealth. Somebody needs to hear that. Don't worry about having the wealth in the bank or maybe focusing on your wealth. Some of you, why do you get on money you're getting, I'm not getting love on you as much as I feel like you dealt with a love situation or the love of family, but at the same time you didn't get enough peace or time for your own. You weren't able to discover the things that are going to make you happy or want to rush towards. The wealth, though, is important because that wealth card in reverse, it's indicating to me, save your money, put some money away, or don't tell everybody what you're doing with your money. Don't make it so obvious that you're putting money away. Don't let other people know what your business kind of energy. Somebody needs to hear that, but you also may need to hear this. It's money and health. Make sure you're focusing on your money and your health right now. And don't stress about anything that's going to emotionally block you or make you feel stuck. Anything that makes you feel stuck, let it go. Don't give it a don't play with it. The Knight of Wands reversed, I feel like there have been times where emotionally you want to connect towards something fun and entertaining. It hasn't been showing up, or you may not. I'm going to tell you, it hasn't been rushing in. Something like it hasn't rushed in, or you haven't ran towards it, or maybe even been able to have the power to invest in it at this time. The Hangman, it may have made you feel stuck. I feel like over time you learned that emotionally, I've just got to be like the forerunner in a situation. Some of you also may try not to stress about. Ooh, some of you may know that you got to really focus on what you want, whether it's saving money, whether it's focusing on your health, or just moving towards better days or building more things. Some of you may have assessed the past, some of you had to learn from the past and trust the situations. Some of you have learned so much from the past that you're just letting trust. If love's meant to guide you or come in, it will. Kind of energy. I don't see you really worrying about that as much as fighting for. I'm telling you, money. This is your. Every time I get a card for you, it's money and health. That's money and health. You're in an area of life where you really got to take care of yourself. What is that saying? You can't take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. And I feel like you might have been in a scenario where you were taking on so much of the brunt of everybody else's shit, that it's time for you to really kind of put your money where your mouth is and take care of you. Nobody's going to take better care of you than you at the end of the day. And I feel you may need to hear that. So hopefully this one's making sense to somebody. All right. If somebody comes to you with their problems, emotional baggage, or their love situations, I feel like all you can do is be quick about what you tell them. Don't run to too many thoughts. Don't help them try to figure out the past. Just let them know. Be very short about how to fix it and let them try to figure it out on their own. I feel like the damages that have been done in celebrations, or the conflicts that people try to um, ex- have you entertain. I feel like you're not supposed to worry about the judgment or the outcome, or let it be something that wears you down right now. I'm going to say, no, don't do that. The World, move on. The King of Swords, speak quick and be done with it. And just, if the person gets balance, they get balance. So there could be energy around you where somebody is suffering and they try to put the burdens on you. And it's just, it feels like it's not emotionally your damage. I feel like for a while, you've been playing damage control on situations or friendships or family relationships, potentially family, that you've got to release it or let them figure out the next great move. Let them figure out how to go for balance. Let them become strong enough. Their conflicts are not your problems. Sometimes the endings they need to have will teach them a little more self-respect or restraint and love and balance. You may care about them, but sometimes the easy thing to do is do nothing. Whatever that's about. I feel that is the message for you. All right, let's keep going. Okay. Jeez, Aquarius, what do you got going on? You got like, Jesus, you made me want to eat a Snickers. Like, I just feel like you don't get you if this is going to make sense to you, Aquarius, you're on your feet a lot. You are on your feet a lot. Your feet probably hurt. You're the Aquarius where your feet probably hurt or are sore. You know, you can't wait to put your feet up for that hour or two. You may fall asleep faster than you expect and have no time in life or feel that way. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. You know, like, I should probably listen to this reading for myself. Anyways, anyways, let's go to the next zodiac sign. Let's go to Gemini. All right, here we go. Gemini. All right, Gemini. In just a second, I'm running out of coffee. Oh, yikes. Okay. Gemini. What do we got for you, Gemini? Okay. Gem. I don't eat it a lot, but it's one of my favorite candy bars. I like Snickers. Some people, it's Milky Way. I don't like that dark chocolate shit. So some people like that midnight Milky Way. I'm like, God damn, this shit's chocolate. This is like pure chocolate touching my soul. I don't go that route. I'll eat a Snickers from time to time, and I'm like, damn, this is good. Like, matter of fact, I had one like a month, like probably 3 weeks ago. That's the first time I think I've had a Snickers since Halloween. You know, and I probably had the bite-sized ones. I'm not big on candy. My sugar intake is coffee. Big time coffee and Red Bull. That's where I get my sugar. There are other things, but that's mainly it. Especially now that I work overnight. Hell yeah, I drink a lot of coffee. Not every night, but some nights I'm like, I have to have it. And it just sucks because everything closes hours before. So it's like I can go to like the crappy convenience store and make an ice one that is like, it's like watered down piss compared to like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. Anywho, let's move on to Gemini. Hello, Charlene. Virgolicious Tarot, hello. Hello, High Priestess Tarot. Hello, Joe. Now the chat will be talking about candy for like 10 minutes and what they like, whether it's Twix, 100 grand, Babe Ruth. I like that, but it's just too damn nutty. All right, here we go. Hi, Alban. Charlene, I don't know if I said hello. Hello. Hey, Debbie. Here we go. Gemini. What will happen for you next? Gemini. Going for balance. Trying. So let's see where this goes before I say anything. Keep going. Oh my God. Some of you are trying to go towards balance, letting go of the past. You're not trying to feel anxiety of this either. You are really trying not to. Some of you are hoping for balance just to work itself out, not wanting to deal with the burdens of situations or the stresses of them, the anxiety, definitely the anxiety of the past. Some of you are trying to, you have a releasing energy to start, emotionally knowing that you have to release things that were not so healthy. I'm going to say not so healthy or just weren't working out. Emotionally, I feel like there was something you may have had passion for at one time. I feel like at one time you were content, you were working with it, you were building with it. Now you're moving on. It's Paige. I feel like you're starting over, or you're about to see that be the outcome. You could also be waiting for the arrival of more emotional contentment, wanting to have more fun in your life. You're trying not to think of the setbacks. Gemini is trying not to visit the past, is what this is telling me. You know you have to put it behind you. Look at this. You know what's done is done. And you're trying to fight the anxiety. You're also staying very productive, or knowing that you need to focus on being productive and not let the chaotic nature of life, or the things in the obstacles in life, to get in the way. You're aware of this too, by the way. What I see with the Starverse, the Knight of Cups, and thinking, it's like you had a rude awakening on the things that weren't making you happy, and emotionally said goodbye to it, or you're doing that, and you're knowing that it's traveled its course, its direction. The ropes come to an ending. You burn the string, and the strings burned all the way down. The fires fizzled out kind of energy. You could also be feeling like somebody could be trying to tell you something, or manipulate a situation around you about what's best for all, or the situation. This is something that may have happened, or you may have to wait for that. Some of you may have to wait for that around family. Don't let somebody try to take advantage of you, is what I'm going to tell you. You may have to make the decision, or make the right decisions for everybody invested. I do feel like you're very, very I get this energy like you're wanting to play with happiness right now, striving towards it, wanting to run towards the events, the circumstances that are going to bring out happiness, not endings, not things that you've already dealt with. I feel like you're looking to communicate with the passions, or build towards passions. You're looking for excitement in your life, fun. This tells your reading's it's showing me that you want fun. Some of you, I saw the one card I saw was the Ace of Cups. It's fun in a relation, committed energy, wanting to make commitments. Why is this here? You're in a place where you're not wanting to be very combative, as well, is what it's telling me. You don't want to really be combative with situations. You're not having it. I feel like you just don't want to feel the energy of somebody. So you're like, I'm not going to take on somebody's neglect, abuse, or negativity. You're just like, fuck you, fuck that kind of energy is what it's showing me. You don't have the patience for it. You're like, fuck that, I'll cut free of it. Could be a Libra, by the way. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Whoever it is you didn't have a victory with, or obtain the outcome. The victory's not here, by the way. The victory is not here. Whatever this shit is, I feel like you're trying to look the other way, or you're recognizing, you know what, that boat, I don't want to be on that fucking boat with you. Like, I don't trust you. You don't trust me. The judgment is what it is. We wrote it out as long as we could. Lessons learned. It's time to fucking move on. That's what the reading's telling me. Yo, I was just blunt as hell. Yo, my Leo energy just came out to whoop your ass, Gemini, a little bit. Just to whoop your ass a little bit. What are you working on? You're working on getting balance. A lot of you are working on getting balance, wanting to stay humble about doing so, but also wanting to go towards love. You're trusting the process right now, or trying your damnedest to trust the process. Definitely in love. Whether you tell yourself or you don't, you know that that's the right course of action or direction you need to run towards. And it's funny, I'm telling you the cards. So it's like you could have felt like a struggle with making the risk, attaining the risk of opening up the conversation, or rushing towards that. I said that shit and it came out at the same time. It happens. Anyways, the Hangman, you're not reversed. You're not wanting to feel stuck or damned when it comes to love situations or balance. And who knows this? You know this. That's what you've got. Gemini, we'll go to the other cards. I read your shit quick. And there was only a couple cards left. I think 3 cards left, 3 or 4. Yeah, I think there's, hold on, I'm counting. There was 3 cards left. The Magician reversed, 7 of Cups, and the Hermit. Actually, the Hermit, I think it was kind of out. I included it because I could tell it fit. So it would have only been 2. You're not going to let anybody spoil your happiness right now. Or the message is don't let anybody deceive you or make you feel delusional or like don't let anybody put your ass in la la land. Something like that's important. Stay true to what's going to make you happy right now. Stay solid, Gemini. There you go. It can be hard to fight for that. It can be hard to hear the truth and clarity of a situation or emotionally accept that. Defeat or letting go is never easy. Sometimes we hold on to things longer than we're supposed to. Sometimes we do that, and then by the time we get free of a situation, we wonder, how many times have you been in a relationship, whether you're a Gemini or any sign, where you get into the relationship, then you get out of the relationship, and then you wonder why you took so fucking long to do that? Because I bet the majority of people watching have been there. That's just human nature. Knight of Wands. You definitely wanting to have excitement, sex in your life again, as well, Gemini, is what that tells me. Wanting to see that come into balance. Some of you guys may have had a stressful day at work the past 2 to 4 days. I'm getting something about the eight. I just saw the Ace of Pentacles reversed. I feel this like disconnect at work, and it could have been within like 2 to 4 days ago. If today or 2 to 4 days ago, something like that. Queen of Pentacles reversed. It might have exhausted you or made you feel depleted. Stressed you out. You might have had a stressful day in the past week at work, whatever that's about. Don't emotionally let it get to you. There it is. Ha ha ha. There it is. Damn. It wanted to come out. I feel like you saw it for what it is. Instead of letting it keep you stuck, you might have had to really just say goodbye to it or not. Kind of accept it. Understand the situation, move away from it. It might have felt like, what the fuck at first, but I feel like you saw it for what it was. And then you started to think about the things that you want to see change, maybe even in the love department. So anytime work bothers you, you may focus on the happiness you can have in a love situation, is what it's telling me so far, Gemini. Here we go. Let's keep going. Thank you for being here. Remember to hit the like button if you don't mind. Some more for Gemini, please. What's here for Gemini? What is here off of the Gemini? Show me something for Gemini. Here we go. Okay, I should have just pulled the cards I saw off like the peripheral vision. Okay. So have you had a lot of thoughts about work defeating you or a love situation being a problem? I don't feel like you want to deal with either one of the problems. I just feel like you're tired of that. I get like fucking almost angry and a headache. I feel like you know that if it makes you angry, that the minute it does, you have to cut free of it or release it and play with the things or the thoughts that you know are for your best judgment or happiness. Go towards that. Basically, really adjust your thinking. So if there's stuff that upsets you, not carry it for long. I feel like Gemini's been riding that way for a while too. I feel like you've been riding that way for a while, Gemini. What else is here? Some of you may have recognized that there was the best thing to do was to let something go. Let something go, not to lie about reconciling with somebody. King of Pentacles, going after the investments that are bringing balance, an extreme balance, fighting for them, and not lying about what's best for you or rushing towards that. Secretly being aware that it's time for you to start over or build anew. Go in a brand new direction. Some of you, this could have something to do with releasing a love situation that ended or that emotionally was hurting you and mentally. It feels like every time you revisited the situation or wanted to build with it, it just felt like it was just getting worse. Sorry, but that's what the cards are telling me. And I feel like you got sick of it. And now you're going for balance and you're trusting that this is probably the best change for now. That's what I got for Gemini. I don't know how much more I want to read into your stuff. All right. Here we go. I kind of want to give you a little more, but I don't know what else it's going to say. Give you a little more because I don't know if it's as long as everybody else's is shorter. Show me something else for Gemini, please. Clarify. So either you did make a decision, or you felt like you had no choice to make a decision. Maybe let go of something. You could also be wanting. It's definitely letting go of something, but also being passionate about not being stuck and just moving on, moving forward. I feel like you're moving on and you're trusting the process. The Hermit's the first card out. Trusting the process. The Empress. You were a little stressed out or worried about it, but the Ten of Swords is reversed. Might have felt like a burden that had been lifted off your shoulders, off your back. How many times have I read your energy and I'm like, why do you feel the burdens? Why do I get all these fucking burdens on Gemini? I feel like you're finally coming free of that energy. Thank you, Jesus. Like, I'm so tired of reading that. The Queen of Swords, you may have felt like things weren't shifting for you. I feel like it either propelled a decision you had to make or it was made for you in general. It was manifested. So either it was going to happen with your help or without your help. Either you were part of this or a bigger part of your story shifted it for you. In other words, if you didn't manifest this on your own, Spirit helps you make the changes show up, is what I'm getting on this reading. The Eight of Cups. It looks like you did it, though. Yeah, the past is reversed. You still may have a little bit of fear or anxiety, though, about making the right judgment or call. Something like that is what it tells me. Anything else? Queen of Wands. You could have a little bit of sorrow or feel like, am I making the right choice, or was it me? Regret. Don't feel that way. Focus on staying grounded, being humble, passionate, open, and moving towards the things that are going to put a smile on your face. Ha! As I said that, you have to. Don't let things emotionally get to you. That person's not smiling. I said put a smile on your face. The next card was the person's not smiling. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the message is fight for that. That's what's best for you right now. The past is meant to teach us things, how to move forward, how to propel forward, how to get balance in situations that are deserving. And deserving for who? The last card is your card. Let go of the past. The past sometimes can feel overbearing, and I feel like you had no choice but to say, you know what, I can't take the risk or accept that. And then you showed up. So you may have had to X out a lover or the situation, cut your hands free of a situation, or just learn that emotionally it wasn't really, you might have been in an investment that was more of a casual sexual encounter, or felt that way over time more than you were not. I feel like they didn't stimulate you with communication enough, to get the victories. Somebody's patience went thin, and now you're balancing out happiness. And the last card is the Libra card. So you're looking at victories. You're not wanting to deal with restrictions, battles, getting struck by lightning type energy. You're fighting with the Strength card for your happiness, for the right situations to erupt or show up. And the Hermit, you started with the Hermit. I feel like you've been aware this was the motive or the right move and commitment the whole fucking time. That's what I got for Gemini. So it looks like Geminis, you may be going through some positive changes. Releasing things that need to be let go of. Not letting things get the best of you, or take advantage of you, or make you feel less than. Something like that. And that's not for all of you, but that's for some of you. If it makes sense, it makes sense. And I appreciate if it does, if you say something. If you don't, I just appreciate that you're here, that you subscribe. That's all cool. That you even that you watch, grateful for that too. Whew, all right. Now, I think we did air signs. So are we going to do water or fire? Water or fire? Before I switch to the next sign, and I'll wait for people to say water or fire, what that indicates to me, Geminis aren't wanting people. Thank you for the super chat, Chastity, and anybody else that sent one in. I thought I saw one earlier. Casey sent one. Somebody else sent one. Thank you for the person in the middle. I didn't say thank you or see it in time, but thank you. Oh, I can hit the stared button as a new button. Indigo Warrior, thank you for the super chat. Casey, thank you for the super chat. Chastity, thank you for the super chat. That's cool. That wasn't there the last time I went live. Man, you'd think I haven't went live in like 2 months. It was like 10 days ago, 8 days ago. It wasn't that long ago. All right, let's see. I got to look at the screen. Hello, Awakened Scorpio. Hello, Pink Flamingo. Hello, Pam. Unique. Hello. Hello, Shana. Let's see. Oh, it's showing me all these hearts on my screen. Are we getting hearts right now? I don't know why it keeps showing me hearts, or if it's trying to tell me to heart the video, or what the fuck that means. But it's like a red heart, and it keeps showing me more hearts, whatever that's about. Man, I'm getting old. Something's going on. I ain't paying attention. The older I get, the more I just want to pay attention to energy and accept it if people pay attention or not. Like I could care less. You know, like I've learned I'm changing rapidly. And I'm accepting it, and I'm like, only the ones that are willing are going to see it for what it is, or be able to keep up. And I've accepted that a long time ago. There's no sugarcoat and there's no bullshit there. All right. I guess it's fire signs. I keep seeing fire more than anything, so fire's first. All right. Sagittarius, you're up because you're always last. Sagittarius, you're up. Let me put you on the board. Sagittarius. All right. And I went the wrong way with the chat. Go down so I can actually see the newest comments if I decide to look, which I probably will when I shuffle. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for letting me know that. Somebody wrote it's a new chat emoji. Well, you're sending a lot of like laughs and smiley faces. Shit makes me feel like I'm 10, 15 years older than I am. I should know about that. I rule the house of technology. I kick the ass at Verizon. But shit, who am I kidding? If you don't keep up with times, that's what happens. I don't have to. I've learned that my best friend, sometimes I just need to deal with spirit most of the time. And the more I've learned how to deal with spirit and read people, the more accurate I've started to become. And then on top of that part of it, the more I've learned how to turn it on and shut it off. I'm really starting to enjoy that, the on and off button. In other words, go to work, watch somebody speak and know like I could read the fucking shit out of them or whatever they're talking about, in and out, but choose not to. I've also had people at work come towards me that have lost like a sibling and keep bringing it up. That one individual, I let that person know who I am. And I'm like, you know why you keep doing that? Because I can pick up on that person's energy and talk to them to you. And when I showed them this channel, they were like, oh shit. And I'm like, yeah, stuff like that. Like, that's why you keep doing that. I'm like, please don't tell anybody. I don't want to deal with people. People only learn to their level of existence. People don't appreciate what they fear. They don't. And I'm okay with that. It's non-existent to them until they allow it to become existent. It's kind of like where science thinks spiritualism's a sham or all fake. No, it's not, because I wouldn't be able to lay in bed, have a conversation with a family member, tell them an outcome, tell them what part of the body it's going to happen to, And then 2 fucking weeks later, what I say is going to happen happens. That's spiritualism. I don't need paper and pen to prove truth. That's the reality. But a lot of people, there's a difference with fantasy and understanding reality. And some people are too stuck on the fantasy factor versus putting the two together and uniting them. We'll get into that conversation another day. Anyway, Sagittarius. Here we go. Sagittarius. What will happen next for you? What will happen next for you? Why do I feel like with what I just saw? I saw the Sun card. I see the King of Swords. And then balance is reversed over here. I feel emotionally, anything that's upset you, you're not wanting to look at. You're under the King of Swords. I feel like you've discovered it, or you're not willing to want to deal with it. You've put it behind you. You've let it be what it is. It doesn't bother you. This is your card too. It doesn't bother you emotionally. You're not conflicted by it, stressed out by it. You've given it enough thought. You've moved on, and you can trust the process. But let me get to the point that's important for Sagittarius. What I was going to say in the beginning. I feel like you focus on your happy thoughts. I feel like you've done a lot of the homework, Sagittarius. And I feel like right now, staying on the emotional aspects or the happiness, contentment you want to see build, focus on that more than anything right now. Kind of like a, if you believe it, you can achieve it attitude. I feel like that is the positive outcome for you. I wonder where this is going to go. Hold on, Sag. Pick all these up. Let's see what we get. Sagittarius. We're going to shuffle a little more. So whatever hurdles that, I got to say it, whatever hurdles that you had to balance out or let go of, or felt like it became part of your past, I feel like you've recognized I have to move on. I have to accept judgments. I can't stay upset about them. Secretly, I have to be aware. If it wasn't for me, it wasn't for me. I'm not going to stay stuck here. You could also be trying to be feeling refined or change direction. I'm going to say in career or responsibilities, the way you handle tasks, making the decision to go after that change. And I feel like I just felt like I saw like the strength card, like fiercely, independently, proactively, something like that. Let's keep going. Sagittarius. Stay on the up and up, Sag. My message to you, from me to you, from one fire sign to another, stay on the up and up. Definitely. I feel like it works in your favor down the road. I feel like it helps you no matter whether it's one day at a time or if it's rapid. However it is, I just feel like that is the ticket for you. Here we go. A couple shuffles and we're going to start. A little more of a message for you. You came out. And I'm going to tell you. So if there was a situation in love that there was no trust or fulfillment, you've moved on. You've given it thought. I don't feel you need to stress about it. I feel you need to be cut free of any emotional commitment burdens and continue to work on yourself. That's beautiful. I love this. Go after that. Emotionally, do not attach yourself or revisit shit that burdens you, upsets you, makes you mad. Stay on the up and up. Go after the change. The change. I'm telling you. And I wanted to pick this up. I didn't have to. It showed up in these. Creepy. Love it. Let's keep going. Something else. The happiness wants to be, I feel the happiness. So you've been probably trying to stay content with your happiness is part of the message I may be missing. Sometimes you can feel like you want more, but you've always had enough. So you may have that nudge or that inkling, and you try to brush it off. I'm not going to say what to do or how to do you. Do you at the best of your own fulfillment, but I do feel like you've closed the doors on things that didn't work out. And I feel like you are aware of it, and you're not going to let it get in the way of your contentment or your happiness. You're going to be fooled or play with foolishness. I feel like you've already reached that. Like you've already hit that climax of seeing through that BS kind of energy. You've already seen that bullshit. You're not going to let it stump you or emotionally be a problem. You're just on the move. Sometimes the best thing is to see the things that didn't work or produce happiness and cut free of them. Secretly be aware, shit, it wasn't giving me balance. Why am I letting it hurt me? The ending was probably the best thing for me. I can rebuild. Nothing's going to stop me with the manifestations or my emotional effort towards this. This is something you were passionate about. It is what, even though there's no fire energy, this is something you did have an attachment to. It did stress you out for a little while, but I feel like you kind of centered, came back down to ground on it, or maybe even just dwelled on it long enough in the love situation to recognize it wasn't real, the right investment in love or worth the stress. You may have had to recognize I can't lie about a situation. I just got to move on and trust the process. Oh my God. So there may have been a commitment that when you try to get balance with it or find the happiness of a situation in love. I feel like with the lovers, the balance and wanting to see a shift with it, there was a time where you wanted a reconciliation, an issue or a problem, or you may have tried to figure out what the problem was. Sometimes the problem isn't looking at love or worrying about building the love or giving a second thought to the damages. It's just making the decision that's best to emotionally withdraw from and build towards what's going to work and not the damages that have happened. Releasing the damages that have happened, emotionally not being attached to the damages that have happened, learning the lessons and moving on, building, starting anew, starting fresh. A lot of you have starting fresh energy. Some of you, it's starting fresh with finances or not lying about happiness within home and finance and getting balance. So some of you are going to fight more for balance with being content within your own energy or your own home life versus worrying about the outcome of love. Clarify the past card. You've made the right. I feel like you've started to own your shit. Kind of is what the reading's telling me. The King of Pentacles. So if there was one time you thought you could invest in a situation that wasn't treating you right, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, something wasn't treating you right. Could have been even an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Whatever the sign was, whether it was that, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that part's irrelevant to me. You're overlooking it. I feel like you looked at it, you revisited it as many times as you probably could handle, or as many times until you recognize, what am I doing? I need to stop doing that. I need to strive for balance. I need to go towards the things that are going to work out for me, or I can make work out for myself with the Ace of Pentacles reversed. I need to really go after the things that are going to make me feel emotionally happy, not stressed out. I don't feel like you want to deal with stresses. I feel like you've said no to that. You've identified the judgment, or that's the right commitment to move towards. Especially if it stressed you out. I feel like it stressed you out, and now you don't want to look at what stressed you out. I feel like you've recognized there was a situation that was stressing you out that no longer needs to be of existence in your energy. It might have taken a little bit of time for you to get there. The strength's reversed. I feel like it was hard for you to believe that you were making the right decision. But overall, I feel like you had no choice. This is like I had no choice but to identify that sometimes no is the right answer, or not self-sacrificing too much. you know, or putting out too much passion or communication. If I just feel like you were putting out too much passion or communication or wanting that back from somebody, and I'm going to say it, I feel like you were not getting shit. I feel like they were not giving it. I feel like they weren't showing up. Somebody wasn't showing up. Instead, they were running away, or that's how it felt. And I feel like you said, fuck this, I want change. I'm not going to be emotionally disrupted. I'm not going to feel like somebody's burden. And I think that's the right judgment or action emotionally and intellectually. I feel like you were on the right path with how you looked at a situation. How something erupted, I feel like, look at the card I picked up. I feel like you figured it out. You kind of got the keys or saw the light of a situation. You might have even tried to stay lighthearted about it as much as you could. There might have been times where it got you down, but then you recognize, what the frick am I doing? I can't be doing this. You know, you might have looked at who you are and decided to trust yourself a little bit more. It also may, I feel like karma, you may have felt like somehow I feel like somebody might have got away with more than they deserved on you. What goes around comes around. Remember that. And whether it happens to them or not, that's not the important part of what I just said. The important part is I feel like the next great thing that's coming towards you is love. I really think love's going to start showing up, or you're going to start really loving yourself. Some of you recognized, but it was more about loving myself than giving to a situation that's not worth playing with. You said no to the burdens. Your victories lie ahead with you. These thoughts you've had to think about when it came to love, if you were thinking, well, maybe I can make this work at one point with a lover, you're not doing that anymore. You're focusing on the practicality of your stability, or you're owning what went down and you're leaving it behind you. This person's looking away. This person, so instead of moving towards it with anxiety or fear, what I feel you're doing is you've discovered, you know what, I just got to be patient and go my own route for a while, make my own call or judgment call. Basically, do things my way, not stress about one thing, the past. Kind of identifying I want balance in situations more than anything. Oh, shit! The next card that came up was more than anything and more. So you're respecting yourself in love and the way you want love to come towards you and not wanting to be feeling like that at all. Is kind of what I'm seeing. You're going to get happiness. So if you went through like a really hard situation or felt like somebody treated you like shit, for the Sagittarius woman or man that was treated like shit in a relationship, when I said what goes around comes around, I feel like the gift you get is the world produces a new love, a new response to the way you communicate or feel towards love situations. It looks good. All I'm going to tell you is it looks really good. Like you're either going to have a more fiercely independent outlook on life and people vibrate to that energy on you. If it's not that, what goes around comes around. Somebody did something they shouldn't have towards you. Might have been a little bit hasty or neglectful. Feels hasty the way they responded in this relationship. And I feel like I feel like your hands are clean. I don't know why. I feel like your hands are like I just saw somebody washing their hands and their hands dried like immediately. So I feel like your hands are clean of the matter and time will set its course. And the other person might end up hearing about the situation. Damn, I just gave you one hell of a prediction for whoever that's going to hit home for down the road. All right, here we go. Sagittarius. Changes are coming. In what, Sagittarius? Love. If you want it, it's there. It's there for you soon. Oh shit, I'm over it. So if you want it or you're ready to build towards it, it's there. You have the ability to make it happen. It matters if you're ready to do it. Open up. to have the foundation start again? Are you ready to trust? Are you ready to take the wheel? Because if you are, it looks like it's going to come in strong, heavy footing. So either you're ready to move towards the next great celebration, or the next great celebration is ready for you, or it's coming. I do feel like I'm giving you a very futuristic read for a lot of you out there. I feel like karma's going to, I feel like you were dealt, I feel like you're going to get karmic justice because the karmic justice you received wasn't correct. I feel like you were duped in a situation, or I don't know how to say this, but I feel like you got the wrong result. And in other words, okay, let's just say whatever was done and that you're not dealing with anymore, the stresses of it, or the stresses it puts you through that no longer are there, or no more attachments, it's going to bring you a lot of blessings. That's the only way I'm going to explain that. If I was on the phone, it'd be a lot more simple, one-on-one, especially if I was zoning in on your energy. But let's just, why I kind of slightly stopped my talk, my rant right there, was because what I just read to you, without tarot years ago, I've read around my own love situations, and they came out 100% correct. And I didn't want it to. So bear that in mind. All right, we're going to move on. All right, we did Sagittarius, Aries. Aries is next. Aries. Here we go. Okay. Here we go in a minute. I'm going to get out of coffee. And I didn't buy any more. I don't have any Red Bull. Hey, Dean. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Diamond. Hello, Joy. Suri, hello. Hello, Gabriella. What's up, Jack? Have a good night, Dean and Jack. All right, Aries. Aries. What time is it? It's 11:13. Aries. Yeah, I came out a little bit later than I expected. It happens. I took my kid for a ride. I brought him by the ferry. He got just in time. I got to the ferry, and he got to see the boat come in. Here we go. Aries. What will happen next? Happiness. If you are ready and wanting it, I'm telling you, you've got to be ready and want it. If you're ready and want it, happiness is showing up for you. And I felt the need to say, if you're ready and want it. And the next card came out like, don't self-sabotage your own victory. There's no victory card in front of me to tell you that. There's just me here to tell you that. I feel the necessary need to tell you, you have good fortune in bonds, in relationships, connections, making the right connections. In other words, like Capricorn could be very well off with luck, money right now, or feeling very independent. You could be very lucky with a relationship, making or meeting the right connections. If you're ready, though, if you're willing, something about if you're willing. Let's go. Why is this here? You have to make it a decision. Are you emotionally ready for it? Or do you have the time to invest in it? Holy shit. Some of you, it's about being emotionally available for it. And it's like this is a message you may be aware of. Are you emotionally attached to it or aware of it? Not so much attached, didn't say that right. But emotionally, are you ready for it or willing to entertain it? / do you have time to do that? So it's like, if you could win the lottery ticket you'd win is probably meeting new people, doing new things, finding new fun. But if you were willing to entertain it, and not hold back. That's what it shows me. Let's keep going. Why is that here? It's up to you to get the balance. Are you willing to take the risk? Clarify anything you can for Aries. Jesus, it wanted to come out. Some of you, it's about recognizing what you've dealt with in life, accepting it, cutting free of the past, saying goodbye to the past, not revisiting or playing with the past, learning. I feel like you've learning, evolving spiritually, kind of. You could be going through a lot of changes. You could also be, some of you are not trying to lie about what makes you happy. Page of Pentacles reversed, the Wheel of Fortune, and it's contentment in a love situation or a family situation, and you're aware of it. If you're an Aries and this makes sense, it's because you're emotionally available or aware to the situation I'm reading. You may feel like you've had to cut too many things out, or things didn't manifest towards you the right way in love. It might have felt toxic as shit, or every time you tried to build with it, or you wanted to be passionate about it, that you were left out in the cold. And I feel like it might have made you feel like I just need to focus on the things that are going to make me feel not left in the cold, that secure foundations, not the things that are going to make me feel like this. I feel like you went through this, Aries. And I do feel like you're ready. You have the opportunity, if you make the decision, for new celebrations, brand new commitments, excitement. I feel like you could have excitement enter your life if you entertain it. And it could be love. Some of you, it could be love. Others of you, it's strictly platonic, new connections, whether it's platonic or, so you have three things. Your readings, like, it could be, you could have the opportunity of a new love situation that shows up that brings in happiness or makes you really happy. You could have something that's very lucrative for you on a business venture that makes you very happy. So it's platonic, it's business, or it's love. And that's all I'm really getting off of. I'm not seeing much outside. Do you trust it, though? This is the question. Are you willing to commit or trust it? Yeah, the cards say you're not. You may be too focused on stability, or saying you're too busy for it. For what? For connecting? Fighting for it? Some of you, if it's a love situation, you'll think about it, but you're trying not to stress about it, is what the tarot says. It's like you don't want to feel like this because you know how this feels. You're trying to stay clear of that. But so you try to stay clear of love, but you fucking want love. Like, what the fuck, Aries? Like, come on. What are you doing? You're stressing the Leo out. Maybe you should try to move towards not fearing or discovering, yeah, I've been patient, but I've been patient for all the wrong judgments or outcomes. The only reason I think you feel like things have been going in patterns is because you've so I feel like you're going to get a spiritual ass whooping or awakening to the fact. For you to get the Hermit and for you to get those two cards together, I knew I was going to get to that. But I feel like you're going to get a spiritual awakening or enlightenment on letting go of the past or anything that keeps you stuck. Not feeling emotionally burdened. You're probably going to become more in tune. One of the secrets I've learned, this may just be for me, this may not be for the Aries out there, but one of the secrets I've learned about spiritualism is the more I became attached to learning about spiritualism and figuring out like what the availability that we have as people or how we can use it, the more I did that, the more emotionally it was hard to let things bother me. And I think you're going through that, Aries. I think Aries is learning how to adapt to that very, very rapidly, very quickly, like very fastly. Those thoughts or those situations that you couldn't reconcile, I feel like you're getting a grip on them. If at one point you felt like you couldn't build with them, or they were closed doors, or you weren't sure if you were coming or going towards love, I feel like you're going to get a spiritual awakening that, you know what, it's time to make a decision. And I think you're aware that you need to go towards celebrations And don't worry about the victories that didn't work out. Worry about the things that you want to see work out, not the things that failed or made you feel like they weren't there for you. I feel like I feel like spirit's making you fight for more love, or indicating like if you don't push the envelope, we're gonna push it for you. You have a very spiritual reading, by the way. It's probably like very spiritual because I feel like what I'm trying to tell you is if you don't fight for it, they're gonna push it in your direction where you can't control the outcome. It's just gonna be what it is, and then it's a matter of how long does it take you to see it. I know that might be hard to listen to. You may have to play that back. That part of it. All right. Aries. You may have a lot of thoughts on your mind or trying to think of how to produce change. You might feel unexcitement, or you may be feeling so it's I feel like things are gonna look good for you. And I feel like if you try to stop or block, listen to me, Aries, if you try to stop or block the outcome if you try to stop this, it's too bad. It's too bad, so sad. It's out of your control. The death card tells me you're going to transition to this regardless. So I have the four, I have you thinking about wanting to shift change. Knight of Wands reversed, wanting to commit with playing with change. But I feel a lack energy with the Knight of Wands reversed. With the High Priestess, I feel like you need to learn how to trust the change and fight for the change with the Seven of Wands reversed. Your imagination is definitely opening or transpiring, but what is it telling you? It's to fulfill your happiness, your emotional or love, your happiness and love. Fight for it. Secretly, you want that balance. You have the ability to go after it. The only thing that's slowing you down is what your reading's telling me. The Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords. The only thing cutting free of it is you or your mindset. And you've got to change that or they're going to change it for you. Bam. Done. I'm done. That's what you get, Aries. So you might have been fighting. So, you know the saying, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Whatever you choose, you're going to be damned. But it's in a good way. I like it. I like it. It just depends on how quick you adapt or learn or see the situation unfold. This one's really going to be hard. You're going to really have to pay attention to what I'm saying to understand this one. I also want to tell you, cut out anything that disrupts your mental, gives you anxiety. Fuck that. Don't let that throw you off balance. Stay away from that and trust that you can emotionally go after any outcome you want. Boom, I'm over it. Judgment. You can have anything you desire. It's when we tell ourselves we can't have it, or emotionally we close the door on it. King of Pentacles upright, or don't fight for it, or feel like it's too stressful. And what could feel too stressful? The fucking, basically like, put me in, coach. You need to feel that energy. Like, put me in, coach, and be your own coach. Be your own advisor. Some of you may tell yourself one thing but feel another way, whatever the fuck that's about. When it comes to love, whether it's about entertaining it at all or entertaining it again, building with it again, it almost feels so. The message I'm seeing is you want it, but you want to focus on money, maybe money, health, and love, but you're not going after one of the two. And it feels to me like you're lacking in health and love. And you know it. And you got to move your ass. I'm done. Health and love. That's the things you want, but you're ignoring them more than stability. That's what your reading's telling me. And I think you need to change the position, change your outlook, and you'll end up reaching happiness. I told you, I feel like luck's on your side. That looks like good fortune. That looks like happiness. That baby smiled. So you could have a big smile on your face. I feel like you could discover something with inside of, look at the card I'm looking at, and I can only see the tip. I'm like, you can discover something, and look what's on front of it. Love, whether it's more self-love or a love situation that you weren't expecting or believing. Sometimes it's better to you know, don't lie to yourself, kind of. Somebody may need to hear, don't lie to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop wasting your time, kind of energy. Getting on my nerves, kind of energy. That's what I got. It might not be everybody's message, so take it, take it for what it is. Let's see what else we got for Aries. What else do we have for Aries? Here we go. Hello, VL. Hello, Mindy. Hey, I knew it. Oh, my Lord. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to. It came out so mean. So, are there things that you want balanced, but you're not going after them? I feel like you're going to discover the things that didn't work, you have to change. And it has to do with love. There are things. So you may revisit the way you treated love situations, the restraints that you had, or the mishaps you did, or you may discover how you were intolerant to loving correctly, or you may discover the fact that you were releasing or letting go of a love situation. You're not playing with it. I just get this, like, I won't play with it energy. I'm not going to fight for it. I feel defeated or conflicted with it, with the victory of it. I'm going to focus on my finances, maybe my money, my finances, my health. I'm not going to let anything cause me anxiety. I'm not going to fear anything when it comes to one fucking thing. Love! I'm over this reading. All right. You want balance, but at the same time, so it's telling me you want love, but you're not really putting the effort in. Knight of Swords. You're scratching out the option. Some of you may just have sexual casual encounters for a while. Every time I read you for the longest time, you keep getting this. So the message I'm seeing is some of you Aries. Wow, this is deep. Some of you, and I'm surprised I'm just now picking up on this, because the past readings, I'm like, why the fuck does it always do that with Aries? And I remember it was doing this with you. Some of you, and I was overlooking it, some of you Aries will have sex with people, but you won't get serious for a while. Is it a lack of trust, a lack of commitment? Is it the runner chaser fucking theme? What is this? I don't know. I feel like you have too much anxiety when it comes to staying committed or believing that it can work or build. Somebody's holding back, and you got to make a decision, because if you don't make a decision, I feel like Spirit's going to force it on you. I really do. I feel like it'll be out of your control. And it's funny. The card I was staring at was the Devil, but I didn't grab it. Clarify the star card. You've got to make a decision. So there's an Aries, whether you're a woman, a man, to me, it's whatever. There's a decision here where things that didn't work out, you've got to make a decision. And I feel like you've held back from making that decision. A lot of you may have went towards your stability, not wanted to feel stuck with things at play, or things that you think are going to deceive you or walk away from you. You haven't wanted to face the anxiety of situations that you've wanted to create, is what this is. And if you said, no, that's not it, that would be you trying to be delusional or basically lie to yourself. I'm going to tell you, it'd be you lying about observing the past, right? Yeah, I don't think you're unaware of this, that you've been kind of setting it on the sidelines, maybe only do the casual encounters because of it. You almost become uninterested. It's like you just want to get in and get out. Sex. I'm over this reading, but that's what I'm seeing. It's like you want to have sex, have fun, and move on, because you don't want the stress of situations. You don't want the emotional damage, or you may also feel like it's just going to start and stop anyway. So what the fuck's the point kind of energy? It's back and forth with you feeling that way or believing that. And I bet you if you do it for too long, Spirit's going to kick your ass and show you that you ain't trusting correctly. This is why you've had those judgments. This is why balance has been off. And then the yin and yang that you see in that might show up for you. And then you're going to have to deal with that battle. And that battle is going to be twice as hard. And that's when, don't miss the boat on the right foundation, because you're not willing to change, evolve, emotionally accept what you want, because it says you want love. But you, every time I get that you want love, you lie about fighting for it or having the strength to tolerate it. You're like, no, I want to build with it, but it's just gonna be like diarrhea. Come out one end and fall out the other. It's just gonna die. And who's doing that? You, Emperor, saying, no, I'm over this reading. That's what I've got. Maybe it's your reading, maybe it's not. Maybe that was the cross watchers reading. It felt like I was reading your ass. I'm gonna say what I'm feeling and run with it. All right. Leo. Oh my God. What in the hell? I feel bad for Aries right now, if that resonated. Because it was like I don't feel bad for you. I like the fact that if that makes sense, it makes sense. And you have to own your shit. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. It might be a very small percentage that made sense to. Who knows? Six, 6, 7, 7, Aries. My coffee is 6, 6, 7, 7. Why did I immediately feel like heaven and hell? Why do I feel like you're back and forth? Good boy, bad boy energy. Good girl, bad girl energy. Wanting the thrill of life, but not wanting to find the happy medium or struggling to identify that that's how you've been acting. I don't fucking get it. Whatever. I'm over it. All right, next sign. All right. Leo in a minute. Here we go. Okay. Leo. Uh-oh. Leo. What will happen next for you? Leos. What do you got for them? Show me for Leo. What will happen next for the zodiac sign of Leo? Ooh. Be careful. I'm going to straight out tell you, Leo, look out for idiots. I'm over that. Leo, watch out for idiot-ass people. You see this? Do you see this, Leo? Watch out for idiots or people running their flaps, talking their shit. Don't even entertain it. Just don't. Just, I feel like you're going to know about it or either know or hear about it. And I feel like you're not supposed to let it do anything or upset you at all. The Ace of Wands, it's almost like a party pooper energy. I feel like you're going to have to walk away from somebody that may just be really fucking unhappy. Or just somebody that is sexually frustrated. You may end up having to walk away from somebody like that. It just feels like there's energy where somebody doesn't like to see you happy. Or they're not happy with themselves. Whatever the fuck that. Here we go. I'm over it. And look at you. There you are. Somebody's unhappy with themselves. I don't think it's you. I think it's the energy that's around you. Whether, let's see what it is. Whether somebody's mad, lonely, heartbroken, whatever the shit this is. I don't. Let's see where this goes. So somebody's mad. This is a lonely ass person. You have somebody that's lonely or that's struggling to fight. They could be either a hard worker or just miserable with love. I feel like they're stressed out too. They have a lot of burdens. They may make all the wrong emotional judgments. You have a conflicted energy around you. I don't really care for you. Ah, so it's a gossip queen or a gossip king. That's what you have around you. One minute their emotions are up and they're there with you. The next minute they're a piece of shit behind your back. Watch out for that shit. Watch out for people like that. I feel like the answer is the person's just mad. They're not getting the love they want. They're not getting it. They're missing the boat. They're not rushing towards it. They need to figure out how to move towards it, or they're too concerned with other things. I also feel like you need to not be concerned with it as well. See it for what it is. Pay it no fucking mind. Like I'm gonna tell you, focus on your goals with the Fool card and getting the balance with your goals. And I do feel like a lot of you that has been kind of the it factor for you for a while, emotionally and mentally. Who cares if somebody wants to try to dampen your party or act foolish? Look away from it. If communication comes in, does it look solid? No. Hell to the no. I don't think you can trust it. I don't think it's worth your time. I feel like you're going to focus on the things that are worth your time or fight for the things that are worth your time. You could also be. What is this? I got to see what hit the ground. Hold on. Okay, so anything that strikes you uncomfortable, Leo, the message I'm seeing, you need to trust and be careful with what you're playing with. Some of you, it's dealing with an ex. I'm telling you, it's either dealing with an ex and their bullshit, or steering clear of an ex and their bullshit. Some of you, it's you gotta fight for that or stay away from that. Others of you, it's just being patient with the victories you want to obtain or reach. Some of you, that's the message. It's your messages are kind of like very small little factors in this, but some of you, it's not getting upset about where you want to land or end up. Whatever you're striving towards, building towards. You also have moving on energy. Some of you guys could end up moving on from something if it doesn't feel like it's giving you balance. It may become part of your past. You may think about so some of you are going towards change. Some of you are making a decision. Do I go towards something that you're going to have to make a decision is what it's kind of telling me. With the with the wheel in reverse, the death card, something doesn't seem like it's fitting the shoe. The King of Swords to discovering balance. So you're realizing a situation you've already dealt with or are dealing with and making the decision on, is it worth the time and effort? Emotionally, you may have passion for it, but you may not feel like it's the right investment. You might cut free from it. You might move on. Some of you may move on or feel like it's just fucking, I'm done. You might move on. Something about, I see you moving on, Leo. You're gonna move. I feel like you may move on, or emotionally, you're gonna try to manifest whatever feels right. What's the secrets about? Secretly thinking about what? Emotionally, it's repeating the same thing. So you're manifesting. You're probably looking at things, evaluating them before they happen, and making the decision on, do I stay or do I go? Do I look at this? Look at this. These slid out of my hand as I said that. Past, build. Do I work with this? Do I move forward? My nose is getting itchy too. So you're gonna have to make a decision. Are you rushing towards something, or are you walking away from something? Are you moving towards it, or are you moving away from it? Kind of energy for you. You're gonna have to come with the truth and clarity. You will get this. This is you trying to figure out what's best and not lie about the situation in front of you or let it stress you out. The message I'm going to tell you is you don't let it stress you out for too long. And I do think you'll figure this out. It just may take longer than you expected. That's what I got for Leo. All right, we'll go to the other cards for Leo. Let's see what you get. What will happen next for you, Leo? On a side note, Leo, I do want to tell you, I feel if you have the opportunity to expand on a if you have the opportunity to expand in a work situation, or be like basically have the opportunity to get a promotion, or have the opportunity to go after something that you want to go after it. I'm going to tell you, don't hesitate. I think it's the worst thing that can happen is you get what you wanted and it shifts for the right change, or nothing changes. Go after it. I'm telling you, I would. That's my advice. You don't have to take it, but that's what I would tell you. Here we go. There we go. The happiness. There you are. Oh my God, and the strength. Oh, I want to know what we're shuffling. Hold on. We're gonna be talking about you in a minute. What's going on? You came flying on both your cards. Show me what the message is for Leo. You're all over this. That's the Queen of Wands. That's your three of your main cards are like bam, 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 bam. Here we go. So, yeah, you're going to make a decision. Your reading's sticking with what I've already said. Judgment and fire. So either you're playing with a commitment, or you're trying to decide if you're making the right judgment call, or you're waiting to hear how they judge the situation on you. Some shit like that. Well, it's going to come to a decision. What the hell is this? Let's keep going. Leo. The change is coming. The towers did want to come out. The change is coming. You're going to have to really balance the pros and cons. This is about balancing the pros and cons, and this is underneath you. Change, and is it worth the investment? Is it worth my time? Is this the right way to go? So you're going to have to really decipher this. There's fucking balance. Is this going to work for you? Is this going to make you happy, content? Something like that is showing up for Leo. What else is here? I'm going to say this. Just watch out for anybody who tries to manipulate you, lie about you, or emotionally distract you. There's too much fucking emotions here. And it starts with the 10 of Wands, then it goes to the 3 of Wands. Anything that feels destructive or too much to deal with, Leo, do not let it slow you down. Don't let anything devalue or defame you, because you may have energy like that around you. Whether it's now or later, that may show up, or you may see it for what it is. Just watch out for that shit. I don't really care for that energy I'm seeing, by the way. It just doesn't look healthy. It looks like a lot of conflict and bullshit, to be honest. Just watch out for that. In other words, don't let anybody get the best of you, or take your kindness for weakness, or try to make you feel a certain way. It's not worth the time. I feel like if somebody tries that bullshit, cut free of it immediately. Look the other way, walk away. Let them try to figure out their balance. Why do I feel like some of you are upset about getting the lack of help with kids or a situation? Whether it's the lack of help or just unhealthy communication. You might have had children with them, or you could have, if you didn't have children, you may have been married to them, something like that kind of energy. Could have been a water, air, fire sign. Well, whoever this person is, I feel like they stress you out. I hate to say this, but they also may have lied to you about who they were when you met. And you didn't realize it to the end until you cut free of a situation, until you moved on. So this is a person you dealt with. You may have realized this at the end of the relationship. Ace of Swords, got your truth and clarity. The person was just not the healthiest individual, or that they were already investing somewhere else. Holy shit. You may have realized, some of you, that actually resonates. I get some of that, and I almost didn't fucking, this part I get, very little bit of it. And that's years ago for me. But still, fuck. I almost didn't catch that. The Ace of Swords with the, it looks to me, a lover. It was a fucking lover. So somebody was playing with somebody else, or they were fucking playing with somebody else. I'm done. Somebody was playing with somebody else. You may have had to trust it, or you may have ignored it, or not focused on. So it feels like you wanted to focus on building with them, or the celebration, or having the stability with them. I'm going to tell you, it was too fucking late. The Moon card, the King of Cups, the Death card. They could have been a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, by the way. Or Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Whoever this was, maybe an Aries, it feels really stagnant. It feels like it puts you through a defeat. It taught you lessons, the Queen of Pentacles. It made you have to fend for yourself and put more work on the table. Become more of the breadwinner, or work hard on your own. Whether you're a woman or a man. I feel like I got both of your energies right now. What I feel like you're manifesting is a brand new beginning, or a fresh start, a fresh breath of air in life. I feel like that's what Leos are fighting for right now. Okay. Valhalla, you're welcome. Hello, honestly. Welcome in. All right, where we at? I've been on here forever. Could have watched the damn Titanic. Thank you guys for lasting this long. Appreciate it. Who we at? I did it. I did Sagittarius, I think, right? Yeah, I did. So we're at water signs. Water signs. We're going to start with Scorpio. Scorpio. Here we go. I'm not surprised. I love it, Scorpio. You and Aries. Aries is getting a personal ass kicking from Spirit. You are getting an awakening. That, to me, tells me you're awakening. Spirit's awakening your ass up. That's good. I like that. So it just depends on how much you play with it. I like that. Show me what's going on with Scorpio. Are you going to take the risks? You're going to work towards that? No, you may work towards other projects or things that work for your family. So you may learn some things spiritually or adapt spiritually, but I also feel like emotionally you're going to invest in things that really work out for you. You may not want to lie to yourself about how you feel about a situation as well. So some of you are going to get real spiritual, and maybe that's all you focus on. For some of you, select smaller proportion of you. Others of you, you become more spiritually aware and more open psychically. That's definitely psychically. But at the same time, I don't feel like you build towards that. I don't feel like it's the time and you work with that. I feel like that time will show up when it's meant to. I feel like if anything, you've just gotten out of, some of you left a love situation behind. Emotionally, the person may have been stuck or foolish when it came to love. It wasn't worth stressing you out, the love situation. And I think you're aware of that. It might have, I feel like right after you went through this love relationship, your spiritualism like went off the chart, started to build faster than you expected. You had to cut somebody out, it tells me. So either you had to cut somebody out, or whoever left you behind, it was probably for your highest good, because this person was not very healthy. The devil reversed, the king of the knight of pentacles, the ace of pentacles reversed, and the queen of swords. You might have dealt with somebody that didn't really know how to handle their own shit, kind of. I hate to say that, but they were stuck when it came to getting balance or discovering how to. Could have been a man, but definitely could have been a man. By the way, it's two kings, and they're both men. I feel like this. I'm reading a woman. You also probably do not communicate with this person. They may have tried to emotionally attach their energy on you for a while. I think they tried, but they couldn't get through and build with you. You may have been too busy focusing on your goals or what you can manifest towards. They may have been upset or wondered if you started to play with somebody else, or something about. I get like they were upset. They were definitely upset about this, or they're wondering what you're up to. They may have tried to keep tabs on you, whether you were aware of it or not. By the way, Scorpio, I feel like they were trying to keep tabs on you. They wanted to know what you're doing, who you're doing it with. Are you happy? I feel like they could have. I don't know what that's all about, but they wanted to know what you're doing. They were trying to something about. I get this strange, like they may have been up to no good. So because they were up to no good, they felt like you had to be obligated to be the same way. That's a fucked up energy all the way around. Whatever that's about. You may have dealt with somebody like that, whether it was shown to you or not. Page of Swords, balance, community. They may have tried to come back and talk to you or fix things with you. I feel like they did. It didn't work. Ace of Cups is reversed. Ten of Swords is reversed, and they're behind you. They're in the past. They're in the fucking rearview mirror, is what it's telling me. I feel like you didn't have the strength for the situation, and you said, you know what? It's time for me to go. See you later. And I think if you were the one that left and started to do things on your own, you probably made the right choice. If they left you, you probably dodged a bullet before you saw it. You probably didn't have enough of an investment in the relationship to see the conflicting past trauma wounds show up. That's what I see for Scorpio. Jeez. We're going to go to that one and see what we get for you. Here we go. I want to see what we get out of that. I hope it's something different. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to think about what it is. I don't really think. I just let it rip. Here we go. Here we go. Take a look. Very low. Can't use too much of your own thoughts. It won't make sense. Come on. Very correct. Scorpio. You're hard at work. I feel like Scorpio is hard at work, or you're going to just stick with that. Scorpio, I feel like you're going to start pushing the envelope with work. I don't know. That's what I'm getting for you. Work. You're going to work your ass off. Something about working your ass off. You could also be traveling soon, Scorpio. I feel like some of you could be traveling soon. I just saw the world card. I felt travel energy. Here we go. This landed on its side. Queen of Pentacles. You're invested in yourself. You're definitely, you are. There's the Death card. You're going to invest in yourself. You're going to leave anything behind that comes at you foolish or deceitful or untrustworthy. You'll cut free of that shit so quick. You will not. You won't sit with it. You will not sit still with that energy. And that's probably, I feel like that may be one of the parts of your awakening. I'm going to tell you, I feel like a part of your awakening is seeing through people's bullshit. Being more attentive to people's bullshit. Also emotionally respecting yourself and not letting anybody come. This is you seeing through bullshit, no, seeing through the lies and saying no, cutting free of it. You got 2 no cards, knowing that it's not like you don't know you're good enough. I feel like you're good enough to basically read through a person or see a situation you've already dealt with and basically match it. So if you already dealt with an energy with somebody else like that and you see the same patterns, you're going to catch on to it so quick and spiritually have a little more understanding of it. I just something about you're gonna know. This is you understanding it and probably making the right judgment. The Hermit. You have a very spiritual reading. I think it's even more spiritual than it is more spiritual. I wasn't that's the cool part about this stuff, is I would have never assumed I was gonna say anything spiritual towards Aries, and I did. And then I was like, wow, Aries, I clapped them together, I think, for Aries or for this one, whoever I did that for. But Aries was the first like touching like depth, in depth, like spiritual, like basically spirit wants to come through Aries and help you own your shit, or they're either gonna help you own your shit, or they're helping you regardless. But you do it on your own with some help, or they force you. Like it's out of your control and they do it for you. No rhyme or reason. That's how nature of the beast can work. That was Aries. You, on the other hand, and it's funny because I'm holding Aries right here, but you, on the other hand, you're taking charge. You're taking control of your spiritualism. Basically, like you're rapidly adapting to your spiritualism, and you're gonna see through people's bullshit. Whether it's like you become like a human lie detector, or you just pay more attention to the things that you don't want to upset you, or that you can trust building relationships towards. I feel like you're going to be aware of it, and you're not going to let anybody pull the shamble over you. I feel like you will not let them dampen where you want to go. Maybe it has something to do with you being smart enough to see the past for what it is. You also may have somebody that likes you, that wants to commit with you, or likes you. This to me is somebody that likes you. They think about you all the time, or they obsess about you. They may have naughty thoughts. I feel like naughtiness on the devil. Holy shit. Look at the next card. They may have naughty thoughts about you, wanting to get you in the hamper, the bed, whatever the fuck. Oh my God. And I feel like you don't even pay much mind how much that person does this. So if you have somebody that you can tell likes you, and I'm telling you you're spiritual, you better tap on that like spiritualness, and recognize they want to spiritually tap your ass, because that's what I'm seeing. There's somebody that may be like that in your energy. I don't think you're gonna let anything really get in your way for a while, is what it tells me. Whether it's a love commitment, the thoughts of rushing towards that right now, I feel like you're more gonna be focused on emotionally chasing the dream. Something about bringing imaginations to fruition or reality, wanting to see the change or the transition. Feel a lot of powerful change on you, or really, really trying to manifest that. Wanting the balance of it, not worrying about love. This is a very, very direct message, by the way. Not worrying about it rushing towards you. I feel like you're going to go be more creative towards your passion, or the things that you see happiness that may not have shown up yet. Something like that. I feel like I feel like you can't be stopped. You feel like a force, like a strong force. And guess what? Queen of Cups. Whatever you're emotionally trying to manifest, keep working the angle. Stay passionate, because if you have true love for it, it's probably going to come out the way you're expecting, no matter how long the outcome or the time. That's what I see for Scorpio. I feel like you're not giving up on a love interest. And that doesn't have to be like, well, you just said stay away from love. I'm not saying go after a love person. Something a passion you have, something that makes you feel really content. Whether it's a business, taking care of family, whatever it is, something you're really happy about, or you really love or enjoy, whatever you're putting work towards, I feel like you continue to do that, and it starts to make you feel like you're making more leeway, or you're not letting anything get in the. You're not trying to let anything get in the way. Is what I'm seeing in the tarot reading. All right, that was Scorpio. All right, who should we do next? I have what left? Cancer and Pisces. Pisces, you're up. Pisces. I'm shuffling the wrong tarot deck for Pisces. Here we go. Pisces. What will happen for the zodiac sign of Pisces? So Pisces, maybe you've already been going through this, or maybe you're going through it now. However, this may fit for you. If it fits, it chips. You're not going to stress. I feel like if once you were stuck, you're not going to stay stuck, emotionally burdened or mentally burdened. I feel like you're like hell no at this point in time. I start with the Victory card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, the Four of Swords reversed, the Tower, and then I have the Ten of Cups upright. So there may have been a victory you were hoping to see happen with these two cards. There may have been a victory or a connection you wanted to establish to go all the way that came to an abrupt ending. I think you had to give a lot of thought to the situation, thinking over multiple times. The Tower with the 10 of... You might have had to accept the reality that it's not worth stressing over being stuck on or emotionally or mentally attached to. I feel like emotionally it was tough, but I feel like overall you knew that was probably the best effort to go towards. It probably wasn't what you wanted to hear or wanted to believe in with yourself. You may have struggled to let go of communication as well with the individual or emotional attachment to the situation. I just get it was hard to let it go. So this could be a cross-watchers reading, or this could be directly your reading, by the way. It's weird. I feel like, it could be either way. They could have been an earth sign, water sign, fire sign, by the way. And I feel like the message I'm supposed to give you is it was time for you to move on. As much as you may have wanted to play with the situation or may have looked at the stability of a situation, the answer was to move on. Definitely could have been a fire sign. Somebody was wanting in, somebody was holding on. Somebody was holding on to a situation. I do feel like they were hoping for communication, or it was like a wish and a prayer for communication, hoping to get reignite a situation, rekindle a flame, whether it was you or them. It doesn't look like it showed up, though. It doesn't look like they showed up. Somebody didn't show up. Somebody was quiet about it. It could have been a air sign: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm going to say every sign. Whoever it was that you wanted balance with, the balance was accepting it and moving on from it. Recognizing it wasn't rushing towards you or it was stressing you out, and the best energy to find your happiness was to move on. You had to do what to get to your happiness? Move on. Accept the celebrations that are worth inviting into your life, and not lie to yourself about going towards something that you think you want, but it isn't for your highest good. It's probably why it was removed from you, Pisces. Sometimes heartbreak sucks. You might have had fun with them or thought about having fun with them or wanted to come to the conclusion that they could have been the one. But if the person wasn't showing up or giving you the time of day, what's the point? That tells you they're not the one to build with or reconcile with. And I think you came to a point where you couldn't deny it. I feel like undeniable energy. And I just feel like undeniable energy. They could have definitely been an air sign, earth sign, fire sign. It's so powerful with that energy. But whoever it wasn't the ticket. And I think you're not obsessed over it. You're not hanging in balance over it. I think if anything, you're trying to figure out what to do with your time, or making sure you spend time with the ones you care about. Something about you could be a mother, or you could have one or two kids. Whatever that's about. The Fool, walking away, trusting that you had to walk away. It was not easy for you to make to separate your thoughts from your emotions, make the right consideration. But you doing that was the correct way to invest. This is what that tells me. It was the correct way to invest so you can reach a true happiness. I like this. Let's keep going. See what you get on those. So it's like you may have, I don't know, did you have like a severe attraction to somebody? Or were you thinking that they were, did you deal with a sweet talker? It could have been multiple reasons you were in this situation. Whatever it was, I feel like it's behind you. It wasn't the person that you were meant to go after. And once you knew, you knew. And you know something? For a while, it took you a while to recognize they weren't the right lantern or love offer. But once you knew, you knew. I want to tell you one thing too, because that was your card, the moon card. It's always fun to focus on the new love and happiness. So maybe that's part of the message, not to focus on the things that didn't work out or that you might have been obsessed towards or hoped for, but just never built, never became stable. You know, the world upset you. It was very emotionally upsetting. You might have felt confused at times too. They might have made you feel confused or like you couldn't trust yourself, whatever that's about. And I feel like that's part of why you had to let it go. All right, let's go to the other cards. I'm supposed to already. All right, here we go. Hi, Jackie. Hello, Stacy. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Gypsy. All right, let's keep going. Pisces. Here we go. Pisces, go for that happiness. I feel the need to tell you, do it, baby. You go after those happiness. I want you to go after happiness, Pisces. Do it for yourself. Do it for me. Do it for your dog. Do it for your neighbor's cat. Do it for your child's Furby. I don't know. Do it for everybody. Go after it for you, okay? I want you to go after happiness. That's the right judgment. It's the right judgment. I'm telling you. Happiness is key for you right now. Nobody's going to tell you any different but yourself. So you may be focused on, some of you could be focused on the pressure of being content with where either you live or if you want to stay where you are. For some of you, you may feel like you should move. Some of you could feel like you should move. Or it could be wondering if you're making the right investment towards something. Hold on. Oh my God. I do think it's you. I split the deck in half. I think you're weighing your options, your pros and cons on what's going to be solid, the right commitment or choice. Some of you, it's towards love. Some of you, it's towards finance. Both. There you go. You're being very carefree and careful, it looks like to me, on how you go after, what you do. Whether it's with love or your thoughts. I think you're trying to make sure you make the right decision. I feel like a strong motivation towards making the right love discernment choice. And Ace of Pentacles, going after the right foundations are the ones that fit you. Not having anxiety over the celebrations or the emotional commitments towards love. Also, you could be wanting to manifest what? Clarify the star card. Happiness. I'm done. The card that wanted to come out is happiness. You could be wanting to manifest it. Don't worry about it. I feel like you're going to manifest it regardless. You have the star, the moon. You have the star, the moon, and the sun. A day in, day out kind of energy. And the star. I feel like your manifestations, just because they haven't showed up yet, it's going to take a little bit of time kind of energy. And I think that's the change will happen. You just got to kind of go with the ebb and flows. Let the balance show up for you when it's supposed to, you know? What else is here? I'm done. Judgment again. The judgment wants to show up for you, but it'll be exposed to you not only when you're ready, but something about the right time. When you're ready, I'm just going to stick with when you're ready, when it feels like the right time for you to go after it or for it to come towards you. I feel like you have the ability to chase or tackle this whenever you want. right now you all may be stressing about the things that make you happy and not wanting love to be a part of the issue, because it might have made you feel too stressed out, and now you're saying fuck that, or I'm okay with seeing it for what it is, but emotionally I'm not really okay and I'm letting it go. So you may have you may feel a little bit upset about the situation, or you were upset about not getting what you wanted, the damages of the happiness, the marriage, the celebration, the kids, the home, the white picket fence. You got to be patient with yourself. That's my message. And I think there was a situation that was taken from you because it would have made you feel like you were being burned down the road. I'm not going to I just feel like it wouldn't, my elbow's starting to hurt. I feel like it would have caused too much pressure on you. It feels like somebody's hitting me in it, like this hurts. This chair's never hurt my elbow. So it feels like you would have had too much pressure. And sometimes it's better to not play with things and just move on, especially if they're going to make you feel like you're on fire. Why do you want to feel like it's not worth feeling like that? And I think you saw it for what it is. And you might have said, you know something? I'm better off alone for right now, on my own. He wasn't the correct option, or he treated me like an option. When it came to communication, it got distant, or it dropped off completely. You couldn't get, what happened? The phone number changed. All of a sudden you can't get through, or all of a sudden the person's going right to voicemail, some shit like that. What is that all about? Knight of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Cups reversed. It lacked respect. It was something that lacked respect in the relationship when it came to fundamentally growing. And I think you moved away from it. I know you moved away from it. Either you did or it was removed away from you. It's one of the two. I feel like you had no choice but to say goodbye. You might have been in a relationship with somebody where you would have been carrying all the burdens, all the problems, and you might have, I'm going to say, I said it to somebody else, I feel like you dodged a bullet. You might have dodged something before it got off the ground. And if you were in a long relationship, you might have finally cut free from that, is what I'm seeing. Made it not a problem, made it part of your past. This is what I have for Pisces. Okay, now we're going to do, who's last? Cancer. Cancer. Thank you for the comment, Intuitive Hearts channel. Here we go. On to Cancer. Thank you guys. I can't believe I have so many people in here. I'm very grateful. It's late, so I appreciate it for that factor. And I've been on for a hot minute, so I appreciate it. Whether you watch it now or later, thank you. Good night to anybody who's saying good night. You know, if you're saying good night, I might not see it, so good night. Have a good night. Sleep well. I can't wait to get some sleep tonight. Here we go. I wanted to answer questions, but I am pushing 4 hours, so I'll probably only read tonight, which just means I got to get back out here for multiple reasons, so I can do another reading, answer some questions, let the members know that I'm gonna do something for them soon. Like the thumbnail's been made forever. I just haven't had the time. I haven't managed the time very well. But I've been getting stuff done enough, like outside of the internet. So that's good. All right, Cancer. Cancer signs. What will happen for you next, Cancer? Some of you Cancers may feel like there was a situation or a person that you got invested in or involved with, and you had to back away or discover that, I'm going to say you had to back away. You may have felt like you couldn't deal with their anxiety, or build with them. You may have felt like they didn't trust you, or felt like, yeah, it's better for me just to move on. So you may have felt like this, or they may have felt like this for you, Cancer. The Judgment's in reverse. You might have went back and forth with how you felt about a situation, you and somebody else, Cancer. I don't feel like the other person stressed about it because the Sagittarius card's in reverse emotionally, or both of you tried not to stress about it, some shit like that. All right. The King of Cups reversed. So you both were holding back from communication or action. Could have been with an air sign, fire sign. Jesus. Air sign, fire sign, water sign. Definitely could have been a fire sign, air sign. Whoever cut communication with you, or you cut communication with, air, fire all over this. Air, fire, maybe earth. Jeez. Felt like things were off balance. So they may have distanced themselves from you, or you did distance yourself from them. Somebody felt like something was off balance and they didn't come towards you. They made it at a distance. It was the complete opposite of rushing towards you. They moved away or you moved away. I feel like over time you both kind of shadow effect the same energy. It's like somebody wanted to come towards somebody, but the other person wasn't doing it or didn't lack the patience to work with that individual. Somebody felt like they got cut free of a situation, or it was the best emotional acceptance. Also, somebody could have been too focused on family in a situation or getting balance in situations. The past, though. Why is the past here? You could have been trying not to focus on the past hurts of things you love or wanted balance with or care about. It's a younger energy. The Page of Wands, the Page of Cups, younger energy you cared about. You tried not to let that get the best of you or keep you feeling stuck or stressed out. And this just tells me you know that you've been feeling that way and wanting to see changes. The Death card. Emotionally, this just says it's been a hell of a battle. And you're tired of feeling this deception and the lack of reconciled commitment. You could have been really trying to get sturdy or solid with career, or better, having more money to invest in the future, or just doing more for yourself or for others that you can. Getting out more as well, something like that, whatever that's about. Wanting to or knowing you should, doing it a little bit, not as much as you'd like, trying to, some give and take energy. I hope your health's been okay. I don't usually do this, but I hope you haven't had wishy-washy health. One day you feel good, the next day you feel like crap, because that's what it's saying. If anything, you may have a fun summer. I get the energy like you could have a fun summer. You also may hear some weird, crazy story about an old person you dealt with where they got a lot of shit they're dealing with. Like somebody you may have been close with, whether it's a friend or a lover, you may hear about their personal shit. It does look like it could be a lover. You might hear about some lies or deceptive energy around them. The Chariot reverse. Or the fact that they've moved on to being like, they may pretend like they're in a love situation or they're happy or committed to something, but they're not happy. That's what it's telling me. Whatever that's about. If you hear about somebody and you hear, like, you could hear two sides of the coin. Imagine that. Holy shit. You could hear two sides of the coin. So somebody could tell you one thing about, no, that person's not happy, but then you hear from somebody else, oh, that person's real happy, but it's like, well, who's right? I'm sure. You're intuitive as shit. You'll figure that out. If that's the case, you'll figure it out if you even want to. You might not even give a damn. Anyways, let's go to the next cards. Here we go. But I feel like that could happen if it hasn't already happened to a Cancer out there. You may get somebody's muddy footprint. Like you may get their 411, the info, the insight. And that may come from two different areas. like, and I don't think Cancer, I don't think you were out looking for it. I think it just falls in your lap, shows up at your door kind of energy. All right. Some of you Cancers could be thinking about your parents, especially like your mother. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. You're definitely not wanting to have anxiety or worry about conflicts with celebrations. If you think about somebody, you could think about somebody who manipulated you. And it could have been a water sign, or definitely could have been a water sign that manipulated. You could have been manipulated by a water sign, maybe a Scorpio. Fuck. Listen to this. I've got the Three of Cups in reverse, and I felt manipulation all over that shit. I've got the Scorpio card, Death in reverse. I've got the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Emperor. You might have been with a, and there's you. Holy shit, knocker. I feel like you might have been in a relationship with somebody was having a love affair. I don't use those words, but that's what it looks like. I'm building with you, but I feel like they were playing outside of the nest. They may have treated you. I don't feel like they treated you like. I'm just going to say correctly. And I think you came to seeing it for what it was. It was a lover. There's a lover here, and I dropped this on the chair on you. I feel like you eventually, this is where the eventual comes in, saw this, and had to cut free of it, and might not have even wanted to believe how that person did you. That sucks. But this seems like it's been long gone. And you don't really focus on that. You may have had thoughts about the person recently, though, wondered what they're up to, or if they're up to their same old bag of tricks. Or I almost said up to their same old bag of shits, kind of like a pain in the ass. Wondered what they're doing. I think emotionally, it's been emotionally something that you thought of and dropped right away. Like what the fuck am I doing? Why am I even thinking about that asshole? Kind of energy. Once you you might have done it for like the right reasons, just to be curious about a situation, just to recognize what the hell am I even worried about it for? That person probably, doing the same bullshit they've done to me. And I do think that's I think if you did, if you had a thought about a love situation like that, you reset right away, immediately. Like you immediately were like, fuck you, fuck that. You know what? I'm glad I'm not with you. You fooled me once, but you're not going to fool me twice. You could live alone. I don't know why, but I feel the need to say you could live alone, by the way, be a single Cancer or have Cancer, Cancer rising or moon. Some of you may hear of an ex who's not doing very well. Definitely could be a water fire sign. Just going to tell you that. The World reversed. The King of Wands reversed. Loss in pleasure. So you could hear of somebody who's just sucks at opening the door to change. Like gaining balance from the past, or recognizing they need to unstuck themselves. I feel like they want to, but they get to where they start to do it, and then they pull. It's like they start, they stop, they start, they stop. Balance. It's like they know they want to, but then they lie about committing to it or getting down to business with it. So you may hear from a couple. I feel like I'm getting a lot of different energies. You may hear from different people you've dealt with. Your reading's different. You may not believe what you hear. But you may not. I don't feel like it can really bug you this time. You may kind of understand that things the person has. That you may feel like the person has a lot of pieces to pick up. You may have dealt with somebody who had a lot of problems, emotional stuff that they hadn't worked on or cut themselves free from. And I think you're aware of this, Cancer. You might be in a relationship where they did unhealthy shit. So I was getting two different energies, maybe even up to three, but I noticed too strong, Cancer. At one point, it seemed like there was somebody you could have been dealing with that they haven't changed their bad habits. Both of them. One of them's like a sex addict, and the other one may be addicted to other things. They don't seem very similar energy either. They seem like two different style type of people. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing again. All right. This is what I have for you guys. If this makes sense, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys. Damn, we hit 4 hours. 35526. Damn. All right, everybody. I want you all to have a good night. I will see you again soon. Be safe. Love and light, and good night, everybody. Thank you for your time, your energy, whether you watch this now or later. See you later, everybody. Bye, everybody. Good night. Minimize the screen and say good night. Bye, everybody. I didn't hit the end button. I thought I did.